Drunkenly picking up a fiancée, turns out to be my girlfriend's best friend. Just broke up, and my ex calls right after, saying she's pregnant with my child, and it's triplets. Qing is completely stunned. Chapter 1, Do I Have a Child? Qing, we're done. To be honest, last time when I went camping with the manager, we hooked up. You say you're good looking, but what else do you have? You're so poor you can't even buy me a bag worth a few thousand. As the sunset descended, Qing, who had been diligently working late at the office, suddenly received a breakup text from his girlfriend. In that moment, he didn't feel sad. Instead, he looked up at the slowly setting sun, just like their relationship it was about to come to an end. How could he not know about her affair? He was just sticking around for his own reasons. Okay, I got it. After replying with those 5 words, Qing immediately returned to his work. A little while later, another message came: there's no need for me to return the gifts you gave me, after all, they were given voluntarily and aren't worth much. As for the rented electric bike, refrigerator, washing machine, etc., I guess I'll just take those with me. What the hell? Looking at the shameless message, Qing, who had originally been indifferent, was instantly filled with anger. Is she collecting scraps? How did I end up with such a woman? I must have been blind. Just as Qing fumed, his phone rang again. He immediately answered the call. Is this Qing? You need to come to Qing International Hospital now, a weak but melodious voice came through. Qing International Hospital. That's the most prestigious private hospital in Donghai City. Who are you? Why do I need to go there? Qing was confused. He felt the voice on the other end sounded somewhat familiar, but he couldn't place it. After a moment of silence, the voice replied, I'm Lin Muqing. I'm about to give birth. The child is yours. Can you? Click. Before the person could finish speaking, Qing hung up the phone. What the hell is going on? In this day and age, is someone seriously trying to find a savior like this? Are they just randomly calling people? And what's with this Lin Muqing? Just because you have a name like a national goddess doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. This must be a scam to get money. If this really is Lin Muqing, wanting me to step in as the father, I'd have to think this through. I can't just be taken advantage of. Just as Qing was about to finish his day and head home, his phone rang again. This time, it was a landline number. Is this Qing? A strong, authoritative voice asked. Yes, who is this? Qing responded. The voice on the other end was serious. I'm Xing Huizhen, head of the obstetrics and gynecology department at Qing International Hospital. Your wife is about to undergo a C-section. She's carrying 3 babies. You need to get here now. Hurry. What? Triplets. We aren't even married yet. This scammer is really creative. The government encourages having 3 children, and you're giving me 3 all at once. Qing was getting frustrated. You people are crazy. First, you're pretending to be pregnant, now you're pretending to be a doctor. And you're saying these kids are mine? You're really talented. If you weren't making these ridiculous calls, you could be working in film, you're that good at making up stories. On the other end of the line. Clearly, the caller had lost patience. Is there anyone like you? You have no sense of responsibility. Those are for lives on the line. If something happens, can you take responsibility for that? At first, Qing wanted to say, why is that my problem? But for some reason, those words just didn't come out. Qing, almost on impulse, asked, then you'd better prove that what you're saying is true. Their voice paused for a moment. Fine, add me on WeChat, and I'll show you. Qing thought about it for a moment. Adding a friend wouldn't cost him anything, so he replied, okay, sure. They exchanged WeChat details, and the video call started immediately. Qing found himself looking at a hospital room. The room was spacious but empty, with only one lonely hospital bed. A frail-looking woman was lying in the bed, looking at him. Qing, I'm Lin Muqing. Do you remember what happened more than 9 months ago at Feiyang Bar? More than 9 months ago? Feiyang Bar? Wait a minute. I can't believe it. Suddenly, everything clicked in Qing's mind. More than 9 months ago, when he had just graduated, he and a few close friends had gone to Feiyang Bar to celebrate. In a corner, he saw a girl drinking alone, looking a little down. Seeing her mood was off, he had invited her to join him. After a wild night of partying, everyone got drunk, and his friends had mistakenly booked a room for him and that girl. The next day, Ji Qing woke up to find himself alone in the room, with a chaotic mess around him. The girl was gone. Because of this, the hotel even fined him. Thinking back now, it all made sense. The child really was his. Looking at the woman in the hospital bed, Ji Qing saw that her face matched exactly with the girl he met at the bar that night. Wait, hold on a second. Something feels familiar about her. Ji Qing hesitated and asked, "Did you just say your name?" The woman replied, "I'm Lin Muqing." Ji Qing asked, "Are you really that Lin Muqing?" She answered, "Yes." Ji Qing was stunned, unable to process the shock. This girl is actually the national goddess, Lin Muqing. Lin Muqing? The child star who debuted at 15 and won the Best Actress award in China? She is a true superstar, hailed as the national goddess. It turns out I'm the one who got lucky. I made the national goddess pregnant and with triplets. Before Ji Qing could fully absorb this, the doctor holding the phone interrupted him. "Now do you believe it's real? Get here quickly. If you don't, things might get complicated." Okay. I'm coming right now." Ji Qing snapped back to reality and immediately hung up the phone. Seeing a message from his ex, he quickly typed back, "I'll throw those things away. My kids are about to be born. Bye." Chapter 2, Becoming a Dad in a Blur. Before his ex-girlfriend had a chance to send another message, Ji Qing had already deleted her contact. He put his phone down and rushed straight to the hospital. Upon arriving, he headed directly for the inpatient department. Then, he found the obstetrics and gynecology department. Finally, he found the hospital room. There, he saw Lin Muqing, still lying in bed, weak and with a large belly. Surrounding her were doctors, nurses, and one of her assistants. "Sorry to trouble you. I originally planned to go abroad alone, but it's not very safe there lately, and I had no one around, so I had no choice but to call you here. I'm really sorry." "It's nothing," Ji Qing said, looking at Lin Muqing, whose pale face was still apologizing. He didn't know what to say in response. Ji Qing quickly signed the necessary paperwork, and soon, Lin Muqing was wheeled into the operating room. After what felt like a long hour, the door of the operating room finally opened, and one by one, 3 tiny babies were brought out. "Congratulations, Mr. Ji. Mother and babies are safe. 3 babies, 2 boys and 1 little princess. You now have both a son and a daughter. How amazing. These 3 babies are all 5 pounds. The doctor said everything looks good, and they can be with the parents now." Ji Qing stared at the 3 little bundles in the nurse's arms, feeling both amazed and overwhelmed. After a long hesitation, he finally asked, his voice trembling, "Can I hold one of them?" The nurse smiled warmly. "Of course. I'll show you how. First, position your hands like this, and I'll place the baby in your arms." The nurse guided him step by step. Ji Qing positioned himself carefully, and, for the first time, held the baby in his arms. It felt like holding a ticking time bomb. Looking at the baby in his arms, then glancing at the other 2 in the nurse's hands, Ji Qing was struck with the joy of becoming a father but also a tremendous amount of pressure. Now there are 3 kids. With my current salary barely covering my own expenses, how on earth am I supposed to support 3 children? The mother of the children, though, is very wealthy. But hold on a second, Ji Qing, I'm a man, a strong man. How can I possibly depend on others like this? Just then, a mechanical voice echoed in Ji Qing's head. "Ding! Congratulations! You've activated the all-in-one Super Dad system. By simply taking care of your children, you'll grow and earn rewards. Congratulations! You've completed the first time holding a baby achievement and earned the all-inclusive massage reward." At this moment, Ji Qing's mind went blank. Is this really happening? I've been stuck in this world for a year now, and I finally get to activate some kind of cheat code. The truth was, Ji Qing wasn't just any ordinary guy. He was a time traveler. A year ago, Ji Qing had been involved in a car accident. When he woke up, he realized he had somehow traveled to another world. After adjusting to his new reality, he found that the world he had traveled to was nearly identical to the one he came from. The only significant difference was that, in his previous life, Ji Qing had dropped out of high school. Through hard work and seizing opportunities, he had become successful, quickly moving into a mansion and driving a luxury car. But in this life, Ji Qing had graduated from university. This was a personal difference. The larger difference, however, was in the world's environment. The political, economic, and cultural landscapes had changed drastically. In his previous life, famous directors, writers, and musicians existed. In this world, however, none of them were to be found. Ji Qing shook off the flashback and focused again. The mechanical voice in his mind spoke once more. Do you want to extract the reward now, master? Yes, extract. Ji Qing thought, and instantly, an influx of memories flooded his mind. These were all techniques and methods related to massage. It wasn't just the techniques. Ji Qing felt his hands changing. Not in appearance, but in strength. He now clearly understood how to hold a baby the best way possible. Seeing how expertly Ji Qing handled the baby, even the nurse couldn't help but be impressed. Wow, you really know how to hold the baby. Ji Qing simply smiled, without saying anything, as he looked at the baby in his arms. There was a tenderness in his gaze. Having crossed over from the familiar world, Ji Qing always felt out of place, as if there were an invisible barrier that made him feel disconnected. But now, that feeling was gone. At this moment, Ji Qing noticed something tied to the baby's hand, a tag with the word "Big Brother" written on it. This was probably to help identify the babies and prevent any mix-ups. After holding the eldest for a while, Ji Qing made sure to balance things out and picked up the second and third babies. However, there were no more rewards this time. He had already become quite skilled, and this wasn't his first time holding a baby. When Ji Qing handed the babies back to the nurse, Lin Muqing was wheeled out of the operating room. How do you feel? Is anything uncomfortable? Ji Qing asked, feeling a little awkward and unsure what to do. Lin Muqing, however, seemed unconcerned and replied truthfully, I'm okay. The anesthesia hasn't worn off yet, so I don't feel much. Mr. Ji, you'll need to pay extra attention to the new mother in the coming days. Let her rest well and avoid talking too much. The recovery room has already been arranged. You can move her things there now. Also, please be mindful of her emotions after giving birth. The nurse finished speaking, and Lin Muqing added, I've already prepared everything. Xiaoyu should be in the recovery room. Just go find her. Don't worry. Ji Qing replied. Soon, Lin Muqing and the three babies were wheeled into the recovery room, and Ji Qing returned to the original room. There, he saw Xiaoyu, who had been in the room earlier, as well as another woman. When Xiaoyu saw Ji Qing, she immediately ran over and asked anxiously, Mr. Ji, you're back. How is Muqing? Is she okay? Ji Qing smiled. Don't worry. Everything is fine. Mother and babies are safe. At that moment, the other woman standing nearby spoke coldly, so, you're Ji Qing. Ji Qing didn't even glance at her and turned back to Xiaoyu. Xiaoyu, Muqing has been transferred to the recovery room. We need to move her things over. Also, here's the list of items the nurse gave me. Muqing said you prepared some things, but I don't know what's missing. Please take a look, and if anything's missing, let me know. I'll go get it right away. Okay, let me check, Xiaoyu said, giving the cold woman a wary glance before walking over to check the list with Ji Qing. Seeing Ji Qing completely ignore her made the woman's anger flare up. She shouted loudly, Do you have any manners? I'm talking to you. Chapter 3, Ji Qing's Sharp Tongue. Faced with the woman's anger, Ji Qing remained calm, his expression unchanged. He slowly turned to her and said flatly, First, this is a hospital, please keep it quiet. Second, stop shouting at me. Can you show a little courtesy? Third, shouldn't you introduce yourself first? I don't even know who you are, so why should I answer your questions? Fourth, now that you know who I am, why are you asking such pointless questions? Fifth, I haven't borrowed money from you, so don't give me that look. You're acting like a street woman, making a scene like this. The woman, who had been boiling with rage, stood frozen. Lan Xianyan felt a suffocating anger pressing on her chest. Did he just say I have no manners? And I look like a street woman? I can't take this. I can't believe this. As the top agent in the entertainment industry in China, no one had ever spoken to Lan Xianyun like this. She felt an urge to slap him right then and there. "I'm Muqing's agent." Lan Xianyun snapped, her voice filled with fury. You're the reason Muqing got pregnant. Do you have any idea how big of a loss this is for her? She has had to cancel countless gigs that you could never dream of earning in your whole life. And if this leaks, do you have any idea how much damage this could do to her career? The negative impact could be huge, and it might even ruin her entire entertainment career. Do you even understand that?" Faced with Lan Xianyun's anger, Ji Yuqing remained unruffled, merely asking, "Do actors make that much money? Can they really earn this much in a month?" Lan Xianyun gave him a scornful look. "Of course. Muqing is an international star, this is just a small fraction of her income." "That's impressive." Ji Yuqing raised an eyebrow and said, "But with all that money, she'd better make sure to pay her taxes properly, or it'll cause problems." HMPH. You think I need you to tell me that? Lan Xianyun was on the verge of exploding with anger, but then she suddenly realized wasn't she supposed to be teaching him a lesson? Why did it feel like she was the one getting taught instead? And now he is talking about taxes. What kind of nonsense is this? This guy really leaves me speechless. While Lan Xianyun fumed in frustration, Assistant Xiaoyu had already finished organizing everything. "It's all set, we've prepared everything we need." "Good, I'm sorry to trouble you, but we need to move all of this over to the new room," Ji Yuqing said, his tone completely different from the one he used with Lan Xianyun. He smiled as he put away the list and began moving the things with Xiaoyu. Lan Xianyun, however, had no intention of helping. She simply glared and followed them quietly, her cold expression never faltering. When they arrived at the new room, Ji Yuqing noticed it was similar to the previous one, a private room. However, this one had a more luxurious layout, complete with a living room, a TV, and a very high-end feel to it. Of course, this was a private hospital, so the rooms were top-notch. A room like this could cost over 1,000 yuan a day, certainly not something an ordinary person could afford. Once they entered the room, Lan Xianyun's icy demeanor softened when she saw Lin Muqing, lying weakly in bed. "Xianyun, you're here." Lin Muqing greeted her weakly. Seeing Lin Muqing's pale and exhausted face, Lan Xianyun sighed, her heart aching. She wiped the sweat from Lin Muqing's forehead and gently asked, "Does it still hurt?" "It doesn't hurt anymore." Lin Muqing smiled faintly. Lan Xianyun, who had given birth herself, couldn't help but feel for Lin Muqing. She touched her head and said, "That's because the anesthesia hasn't worn off yet. When it does, you'll feel the pain." "You're being so foolish." Lin Muqing comforted her, "It's okay. The doctor said it won't hurt much. I'll feel better soon." "You silly girl, you're too stubborn." Lan Xianyun looked at Lin Muqing, who she had raised almost like a younger sister. Her heart was full of both tenderness and a little anger, mixed with some mild resentment. When Lan Xianyun first found out that Lin Muqing was pregnant, it really shocked her. She immediately wanted to persuade Lin Muqing to terminate the pregnancy, but Lin Muqing refused to listen and insisted on keeping the child. She even asked Lan Xianyun not to tell anyone in the family. At first, Lin Muqing had planned to secretly go abroad to give birth, but things didn't go as planned. With the outbreak of a pandemic abroad, traveling was extremely risky, and all international flights from China were cancelled. In the end, Lin Muqing decided to give birth in China and chose a private hospital in Donghai City. To prevent the news of Lin Muqing's pregnancy from leaking, Lan Xianyun paid the hospital a large sum as a bribe to keep everything confidential. She also arranged for 2 nurses to take care of Lin Muqing to minimize contact with others. For the past few days, Lan Xianyun had been handling calls from the agency and the media, cancelling all of Lin Muqing's appointments. She was overwhelmed and stressed out. Just a moment ago, she had received a call from an advertising company, demanding that Lin Muqing attend their next product launch or they'd have to pay a penalty. This wasn't the first call like this, and recently, she had been dealing with these problems non-stop. So when she first saw Ji Yuqing, she was already on edge and angry, and that's why she gave him the cold shoulder. But to her surprise, Ji Yuqing had turned the tables on her. While Lan Xianyun was tending to Lin Muqing, Ji Yuqing and Assistant Xiaoyu had finally finished moving all the items, exhausted from the work. Just as Ji Yuqing was about to take a break, the quiet baby stroller suddenly started crying. First one baby, and then the others followed suit. Within moments, all three babies were crying loudly. With no experience as new parents, Ji Yuqing and Lin Muqing panicked, both looking anxious and unsure of what to do. Feeling desperate, Ji Yuqing asked one of the nurses, "Nurse, can you check why the babies are crying all of a sudden?" The nurse approached the stroller and gently touched the baby's mouth. Immediately, the baby's mouth opened. "The little one is hungry," the nurse said, still very experienced. She carefully brought the baby over to Lin Muqing. "Try breastfeeding, see if there's enough milk." "Huh." Lin Muqing seemed a bit slow to react, and after a moment, she realized she needed to nurse. She subconsciously glanced at Ji Yuqing, and a blush spread across her face. Seeing her discomfort, Lan Xianyan immediately turned to Ji Yuqing and snapped, "Aren't you going to leave? Muqing needs to breastfeed. What are you still doing here?" Chapter 4, The Stubborn Lin Muqing. Ji Yuqing hadn't even moved when he was interrupted by the nurse standing beside him. "He is the father of the child, right? Then there's no need to leave. On the first day, the mother's milk may not be enough, so the father needs to prepare formula. For 3 babies, about 20 to 30 grams should be enough." "Oh, okay, I'll do it right now." After hearing the nurse's instructions, Ji Yuqing quickly got to work. He pulled out 3 baby bottles from the bag they had just brought and began scooping formula into the bottles. However, before he could proceed, Lan Xianyan interrupted him, "If you don't know how to make formula, you should at least learn. You need to add water first, then adjust the temperature by testing with the back of your hand. Only when the temperature is right should you give it to the baby." Ji Yuqing hadn't expected that making formula would be so complicated. After hearing Lan Xianyan's reminder, he looked at her and said, "Got it, thanks for the reminder." He then followed her instructions, which left Lan Xianyan stunned. She hadn't expected this strange man to thank her. It was quite a surprise, and it made her feel a little better. "Looks like this man isn't as unreliable as I thought." Once Ji Yuqing had finished preparing the formula, he planned to feed the first baby. Just then, a voice sounded in his mind, "Congratulations, master. You've completed your first achievement of preparing milk for a baby. You have unlocked the super chef skill. Would you like to use it now?" "Use it." Suddenly, a rush of fragmented knowledge flooded his mind. As he pieced it together, he found that it was a wealth of culinary knowledge and skills, with clear instructions for making various dishes. Then, just like last time, Ji Yuqing felt a change in his hands. He now felt that he could control his strength more freely. At the same time, his sense of smell and taste had become much more sensitive. He immediately became very aware of the strong smell of disinfectant in the hospital. If he hadn't been able to adjust it, the smell might have suffocated him by now. As he was processing the skill fusion, Ji Yuqing began to feed the baby. "Congratulations, master. You've completed your first achievement of feeding a baby. You've unlocked the skill Divine Tongue. As the name suggests, this skill granted the user an extraordinarily heightened sense of taste, sensitive to 1,000 times more than ordinary people. This was a great skill." Ji Yuqing immediately focused his mind and activated diffusion. In that instant, he felt a tingling sensation on his tongue, and it became crystal clear that his taste buds were far more sensitive than before. Just then, Ji Yuqing heard the baby in Lin Muqing's arms crying again. The nurse quickly went over to check what was wrong. The mother's milk ducts are clogged, so the baby can't get any milk. "Then, what should we do?" Lin Muqing was on the verge of tears, panic in her voice. "Don't worry, we can try a professional lactation consultant to help massage and unblock the ducts," the nurse reassured her, continuing to comfort the anxious Lin Muqing. "I'll go find one right away." Lan Xianyan immediately pulled out her phone and started calling. "Nanny, for now, give the baby some more formula. I'll apply a warm compress to the mother's breasts and see if that helps." The nurse immediately took charge, showing her expertise. Ji Yuqing, hearing the instructions, quickly took action. He grabbed the formula again and started preparing it. With his recent experience, he quickly made the formula, and with his enhanced skills, the milk was perfectly prepared. The baby drank eagerly, immediately stopping its crying and contentedly drinking the milk. Meanwhile, things weren't looking so good for Lin Muqing. The nurse had been massaging for a while, but Lin Muqing was in so much pain she almost cried, and still, no milk was coming out. The nurse sighed, a little helpless. "This is a more serious case. My techniques are limited, we'll need a professional for this." At that moment, Lan Xianyun returned to the room, though she didn't seem in a good mood. I contacted a few top lactation consultants, but as soon as they heard about the confidentiality agreement and the hefty penalty fees, they all declined. Upon hearing this, Lin Muqing's eyes immediately filled with tears, and she urgently said, "What should we do now? The babies won't be able to get any milk. Actually, it's probably better this way. You'll recover faster." Lan Xianyun tried to comfort her. "No, I want to breastfeed my babies." Lin Muqing was firm on this point. "The doctor told me breast milk is best for the baby. But there's no professional lactation consultant." Lan Xianyun hesitated, unsure of what to do. Lin Muqing thought for a moment, then gritted her teeth and said, "I'm fine with not signing a confidentiality agreement." Lan Xianyun's eyes widened in shock. "Are you crazy? If this gets out, your career is finished. Do you even know what that means?" Seeing Lan Xianyun's furious reaction, Lin Muqing stood her ground, still insisting, "I want to breastfeed my babies." Lan Xianyun was so angry she couldn't speak. She knew Lin Muqing well enough to understand that once she made up her mind, nothing could change it. That was the kind of person she was, determined and stubborn. This very trait had been what made her career, but it also frustrated Lan Xianyun to no end. "I'll give it a try." Just as the two women were at an impasse, Qing, who had been feeding the babies, suddenly volunteered. "What?" Both women turned to him, stunned, as if they couldn't believe what they had just heard. "You? What do you know about lactation? Don't think I don't know what you're up to. Pervert." Lan Xianyun clearly didn't trust him, assuming he was just trying to take advantage of Lin Muqing. "I'm not a pervert." Qing immediately shot back. "I'm the father of these children. It's my job to solve their hunger issues. What's wrong with that? Lin Muqing has already given birth to 3 of my children. Do I still need to act like a pervert? Also, you don't even know me, so why are you judging me like that? Who gave you that nasty attitude? I'm not going to tolerate it." Lan Xianyun had already been irritated by Qing many times today, and now she was truly losing her patience. But Qing didn't back down. "What are you looking at? I don't have time to argue with you. If the babies don't have milk, you come and feed them." Chapter 5, Preparing the Babies' Meals. Lan Xianyun was nearly enraged to the point of passing out from what Qing had just said. "Listen to this. Is this even something a person would say? You're absolutely unreasonable." Lan Xianyun had no idea how to deal with Qing anymore. "All right, this is a hospital room, so please both calm down. Don't disturb the mother or the babies." The nurse, unable to bear it any longer, spoke up to intervene. "Otherwise, these two might just argue forever. Do you really know how to stimulate lactation?" Lin Muqing asked hesitantly, looking at Qing's towering figure beside her. "Of course. Don't worry, I won't let you down." Qing replied earnestly. Okay then, give it a try." As she spoke, Lin Muqing's face turned red unconsciously. For Qing, who now possessed the super massage skill, inducing lactation was an easy task. After a brief massage, the baby was able to have its first taste of breast milk. Seeing the little one in her arms enjoying the milk, Lin Muqing's face softened, showing the loving affection of a mother. In that moment, she was no longer the national goddess adored by millions on screens now, she was simply an ordinary mother. Meanwhile, Lan Xianyun, who had witnessed Qing successfully stimulate lactation, was dumbfounded. She never expected this man to actually know something. Truly unbelievable. After half an hour of Qing working his magic, all 3 babies had taken turns feeding on breast milk. After feeding, the nurse gently patted the babies' backs to help them burp and then placed them back into their cribs. Next, the nurse took out a small bathtub and taught Qing how to bathe the babies. Soon after, Qing received a reward for his efforts, the super massage skill. After the bath, a group of doctors came in to check the baby's health. After the examination, they confirmed the babies were perfectly healthy and administered their vaccinations. During the vaccination process, all 3 babies were exceptionally calm and didn't cry at all. "Congratulations, Master. You've completed the achievement of accompanying your babies for their first vaccination. You have unlocked the traditional Chinese medicine skill. Obtain." At once, a vast array of knowledge about traditional Chinese medicine flooded into Qing's mind. As the knowledge fused, he felt his fingers becoming more sensitive and precise in their movements. Traditional Chinese medicine. I wonder if it can enhance a child's immunity? Just as Ji Yuqing silently pondered this question, his mind was suddenly flooded with ways to improve the baby's immune systems. Ji Yuqing then turned his attention to Lin Muqing, who still appeared quite weak. Can I use this skill to help her body recover after childbirth? Before he could even finish the thought, his mind was filled with remedies and acupuncture methods to help postpartum recovery. This skill is truly amazing. As long as I ask myself a question, the answer appears right away in my mind. By the time everything had settled down, it was already evening. A sudden rumbling sound broke the silence, drawing everyone's attention. Naturally, all eyes fell on Lan Xianyun. This rare moment of attention left Lan Xianyun feeling somewhat embarrassed. Lin Muqing immediately spoke up. We've been busy all day, Cloud's sister, you should go eat. We'll be fine here. Lan Xianyun didn't refuse. All right, I'll go with Xiao Yu to eat. Do you want anything? I'll bring it for you, and Miss Nurse, what would you like? No need, no need. It's not much trouble. I'll head to the cafeteria in a while. Miss Muqing can't eat yet because she's just had a C-section and has to wait until the gas passes, the nurse said with professionalism. Lin Muqing watched as everyone left, but noticed Ji Yuqing was still standing there, unmoving. She said to him, Ji Yuqing, go eat. You don't need to stay here all the time. Ji Yuqing scratched his head, a little embarrassed, and said, it's fine. I'll stay here with the babies for a while longer. After a pause, he added, and with you? The nurse standing nearby couldn't help but sigh, feeling like she was witnessing a display of affection. Miss Muqing, your husband is really great. Lin Muqing, who had already been blushing, felt her face turn even redder upon hearing this. Soon, Ji Yuqing assisted the nurse in checking Lin Muqing's condition regarding lochia discharge. This is quite a bit, the nurse said while pressing on Lin Muqing's abdomen. Maybe Dad can learn this as well, and then he can help Mom too, the nurse added, giving a subtle hint. Ji Yuqing didn't immediately understand, but after a moment, he suggested, I'll give it a try now. You can watch me. No, no need, Lin Muqing quickly rejected, her face turning even redder. Seeing her flustered expression, Ji Yuqing smirked mischievously and said, what's so embarrassing about it? It's just helping you with the lochia. In the end, Lin Muqing reluctantly agreed. Ji Yuqing then began to help Lin Muqing with the massage. For him, with his extraordinary massage skills, it was an easy task. The nurse, watching Ji Yuqing's technique, couldn't help but exclaim, this is amazing. His technique is textbook level. Ji Yuqing simply smiled. For him, it was no big deal. After the lochia discharge had been successfully handled, the nurse helped Lin Muqing change into a fresh pair of pants. Seeing the scar from the C-section on her belly, Ji Yuqing felt a pang of guilt. Lin Muqing, noticing his gaze, quickly covered her scar with her hand. Once the nurse finished applying medicine and taking care of everything, Lin Muqing finally relaxed. But just the thought that Ji Yuqing had nearly seen her completely exposed made her face flush deeply. She kept telling herself in her mind. It's okay, he is the father of my babies. Anyway, he has already seen it all. Lin Muqing continued to self-reassure, slowly calming herself down, and eventually, her face returned to normal. Chapter 6 Great. At this time, the baby in the crib suddenly cried. Ji Yuqing did not dare to neglect it and went forward to check. It turned out that the second child was crying. He smacked his lips. Suddenly, a foul smell entered his nostrils. Oh! He really pooped right after eating. A newborn baby has not eaten those grains yet. Normally, the smell of excrement is not so bad. But Ji Yuqing's senses have been strengthened. So this smell is particularly sour. He called the nurse, and with the help of the nurse, he successfully changed a diaper for the second child. Beep, congratulations to their host for completing the achievement, first time changing a child's diaper, reward, racing driving skills. Would the host like to receive it immediately? Receive it. Then, Ji Yuqing felt the memory of driving skills coming from his mind. After changing the diaper for the second child, Ji Yuqing checked the diapers for the first and third child. Well, it's okay. After finishing all this, Ji Yuqing was relieved. Ji Yuqing came to the bed while the babies were sleeping. There was no one else in the room except the two of them. For a moment, the atmosphere became subtle. That. A few seconds later, Ji Yuqing spoke slowly. The two looked at each other. Lin Muqing smiled knowingly at Ji Yuqing. What's wrong? Ji Yuqing scratched his head and asked, I heard from your menopausal agent that you have lost a lot during this period. Oh, I didn't expect Sister Yun to tell you. Lin Muqing suddenly felt a bad feeling and asked, She didn't say anything bad to you, did she? Lan Xianyun was Lin Muqing's professional guide. She naturally knew how hot-tempered Lan Xianyun was. Ji Yuqing. I'm sorry, Sister Yun is actually a very good person, don't take what she said to heart. Ji Yuqing waved his hand, it's nothing, I won't care. But you have tacitly admitted that you have lost a lot during this period. How much money did you lose specifically? Lin Muqing grinned heartlessly and said, It's true that you lost a lot, but I didn't do any statistics. Because Sister Yun is helping me with the business. Looking at the cute look of Lin Muqing, Ji Yuqing felt a surge of love. The national goddess is acting like a spoiled child in front of you, even a tough guy can't stand it. Since you will lose so much, why do you insist on giving birth to the child? Ji Yuqing frowned and asked in confusion. What happened in Feiyang Bar was just an indulgence after drinking too much. I'm afraid that most girls would choose to give up their children if they encounter such a thing. What's more, Lin Muqing is a star at the level of the national goddess. Why did she give birth to the child? In response to Ji Yuqing's confusion, Lin Muqing's eyes flashed with a sense of absent-mindedness. She lowered her head and said rather sadly, Even you think I shouldn't give birth to these 3 babies? At this point, Lin Muqing paused. She looked at the 3 babies sleeping peacefully beside her, her eyes tender as water. But they are my flesh and blood, and 3 lives. How can I bear to give up on them? Instantly, Ji Yuqing was speechless. He felt that Lin Muqing exuded a great aura at this time. At this time, as a mother, she had a heartfelt thought for her cubs. However, Ji Yuqing knew very well that for actresses of Lin Muqing's level, giving birth would cause a great blow to their careers. And she was unmarried. After this matter was spread, it might completely ruin her career. Even in the face of such great pressure, Lin Muqing still chose to give birth to 3 babies. If it weren't for the accident during childbirth, she needed a cesarean section. I'm afraid she wouldn't even tell Ji Yuqing, the father. For a moment, Ji Yuqing felt guilty. Looking at this kind and great girl, Ji Yuqing gritted his teeth and swore secretly. I will definitely let them live the happiest life in this life. Ji Yuqing sighed. Give me a chance. Lin Muqing was a little surprised by Ji Yuqing's inexplicable words. What? Ji Yuqing looked at Lin Muqing and said seriously. I will double your losses. Although our meeting was an accident, I want you to believe me. I will not regret your decision today, I will never. Facing Ji Yuqing's expression and words, Lin Muqing's little face turned red unconsciously. She bit her lip and said slowly, okay. After Ji Yuqing said these heartfelt words, Lin Muqing also told she what she had heard. From the shock, fear, and confusion when she found out that she was pregnant. The surprise of triplets, and the process of nurturing the fetus for 10 months. Listening to Lin Muqing's story, Ji Yuqing felt more and more guilty. As the father of the child, he was not able to be with Lin Muqing when she needed him most. But there was nothing he could do about it. The two were not husband and wife, not even lovers. Ji Yuqing did not have Lin Muqing's contact information at all. Suddenly, Ji Yuqing thought of something. We were both drunk at the time, and we didn't know each other's names. What happened to you today? How can you stay in a hotel without an ID card? Lin Muqing said playfully with a raised corner of her mouth. So that's it. Ji Yuqing was a little surprised. He didn't expect this woman to be so smart. Lin Muqing stuck out her tongue and laughed. After you fell asleep that day, I secretly took a picture of your ID card with my mobile phone. I didn't expect it to be used. I asked a friend to help investigate your information, and your mobile phone number naturally came out. Suddenly, Lin Muqing changed the subject. She frowned slightly, and stared at Ji Yuqing with her beautiful eyes as bright as the stars. Ji Yuqing, I'm actually quite sorry for you. Sorry for me? Why? Ji Yuqing asked puzzledly. When I investigated your information before, I knew you had a girlfriend. Ji Yuqing smacked his lips when he heard this. You think I'm reliable after the investigation, so you called me and asked me to come over. yes. Lin Muqing smiled. Ji Yuqing, this is what we should do, and you don't have to apologize. You can't even know who the father of your child is, right? Lin Muqing sighed, but your girlfriend. Don't mention it, this is really a coincidence. Ji Yuqing wanted to laugh when he mentioned his gold-worshipping girlfriend. This morning, my girlfriend broke up with me, so now I'm alone. Lin Muqing raised her eyebrows when she heard this, and said excitedly. Really? Great. Chapter 7 Zombie Meat. At this time, Lan Xianyan opened the door and took Xiaoyu back to the ward. They were holding plastic bags with lunch boxes in their hands. Lin Muqing's face became a little unnatural when she saw Lan Xianyan and the others suddenly come back. The meticulous Lan Xianyan soon noticed something unusual. She glanced at Ji Yuqing suspiciously, and then set her eyes on Lin Muqing. Muqing, you can't trust a man's sweet words. There is a saying that goes, a man's mouth is a lie. Lan Xianyan said as she came to the bedside. Ji Yuqing was immediately upset when he heard this. I say, why do you have such a big prejudice against men? Have you been hurt by a man? A woman like you who has menopause early, can also be loved by men. Lan Xianyan was so angry that her face turned green when she heard this. She pointed at Yi Chen and said angrily, what did you say? Who has menopause early? Do you know how to talk? How can you talk like that? I tell you, the people chasing me are all abroad. Looking at the two people at loggerheads, Lin Muqing didn't know whether to laugh or cry, and tried to dissuade them. Okay, Ji Yuqing, stop talking. Muqing, look at him, what kind of person is he? Lan Xianyan said to Lin Muqing indignantly. At this time, a shrill cry of a child suddenly came from the ward. For a moment, the group of people turned their heads and looked at the crib behind them. The eldest child lying in the crib was swaying from side to side and crying constantly. Affected by the eldest child, the second and third children who were still sleeping soundly were also infected. Is he hungry again? So, Ji Yuqing stepped forward and shook the pacifier at the mouths of the three babies. As Ji Yuqing expected, the three babies immediately put their mouths on him. Alas, it seems that I am hungry again. Ji Yuqing turned his head and glanced at Lin Muqing behind him. This girl just finished the operation, so don't bother her. So, Ji Yuqing fluently prepared 3 bottles of milk powder and placed the 3 bottles of milk cans at the mouths of the 3 babies. Soon, the 3 babies began to suck, and the ward suddenly fell into silence. Ji Yuqing took advantage of this time to look at Lin Muqing and said, You just finished the operation in the morning, wait until the evening to feed them breast milk. Okay? Lin Muqing nodded, and a warm current flowed into her heart. It seems that Ji Yuqing still has her own heart. Lan Xianyan on the side sneered. She curled her lips and said faintly, Humph, the cat cries over the mouse and pretends to be merciful. I wonder how long you can pretend. Ji Yuqing was too lazy to pay attention to Lan Xianyan, and was concentrating on feeding the babies. He found that among the 3 babies, the eldest was the most hungry and the most active. After a while, the 3 babies were satisfied and let go of the pacifier. Lying in the crib, they didn't cry or make a fuss, and soon fell asleep. On the other side, Lan Xianyan took the opportunity to come to Lin Muqing's side. She first looked at Ji Yuqing warily. Then whispered to Lin Muqing. Muqing, you should know that this guy has a girlfriend, what are you going to do? That. Lin Muqing smiled bitterly and replied to Lan Xianyan. It's a coincidence, Sister Yun, Ji Yuqing has broken up with his girlfriend. Huh? When did it happen? Just this morning. Damn, it's too coincidental, right? Will this guy lie to you? At this time, Ji Yuqing, who had finished brushing the bottle, came over. Because his 5 senses were systematically strengthened. So, he heard the conversation between the 2 girls clearly. Ji Yuqing came to Lan Xianyan with a pout and said with contempt. Sister Yun, do you have paranoia? I am the father of 3 babies, would I lie to their mother? Besides, what I hate most is people who play with feelings. Lan Xianyan was shocked and said in disbelief. Damn. You have a sharp hearing. Lin Muqing was also a little surprised. This guy's hearing is too good. Xiaoyu, the assistant on the side, pointed to the lunchbox on the dining table and said slowly. Mr. Ji, come and eat quickly, these are brought to you by Sister Yun. Nonsense, I didn't bring him any food. Lan Xianyan heard this and said with a guilty conscience. Xiaoyu, the assistant, pouted and rolled her eyes at Lan Xianyun. Ji Yuqing was not stupid. Seeing this scene, he also thought about what was going on for a while. This woman who had menopause early would be so kind as to bring me food. Could it be poisoned? Ji Yuqing came to the dining table half believing and half doubting, opened the lunchbox, and looked at Lan Xianyun. Lan Xianyun looked at Ji Yuqing's hesitation and snorted angrily. HMPH, do you want to eat it or not? If not, I'll send it to the nurse outside. Eat. Why not? Ji Yuqing laughed meanly. Then, he took the chopsticks and ate it in big mouthfuls. When he just ate the shredded pork in the stir-fried pork with peppers. His whole face turned green and he started to dry heave. Oh. Fuck, zombie meat. People in the room. What's wrong? Are you having morning sickness? Assistant Xiaoyu asked first, Mr. Jiyu, are you feeling unwell? Ji Yuqing waved his hand, no, your lunchbox. I say, are you okay? Lan Xianyun said unhappily. I'm so kind to bring you lunch, what do you mean by this? Ji Yuqing wiped his mouth with a napkin and said to Lan Xianyun. It has nothing to do with you, it's the food that's problematic. Problem? Assistant Xiaoyu looked at Ji Yuqing puzzledly. Ji Yuqing nodded and pointed at the lunchbox. The meat they used for cooking is probably zombie meat smuggled in from overseas cold storage. Zombie meat? What is zombie meat? Assistant Xiaoyu was confused. Lan Xianyun spoke first. Zombie meat is not the meat of zombies, it's just a metaphor. Zombie meat refers to the stock meat that is stored in cold storage overseas all year round. These stock meats are basically more than 50 years old, and most of them are from the last century. Because these meats have been stored for too long, and they have not passed the domestic quarantine standards. So they are called zombie meat by the domestic media. Ji Yuqing nodded and looked at Lan Xianyun with interest. I didn't expect you to know so much. That's right, zombie meat is very harmful. It's easy to get a stomachache or something wrong with people. At this time, Lan Xianyun looked at Ji Yuqing and asked puzzledly. No, is this zombie meat? How do you know? I ate it. Ji Yuqing shrugged his shoulders and said as a matter of course. People in the room. Chapter 8 Strengthened 5 Senses. Normal criteria for judging zombie meat. Although the taste of meat also accounts for part of the criteria. However, professional and accurate instruments are still needed for testing. Even so, instruments cannot detect with 100% accuracy. Good fellow, do you think you are an instrument? For a moment, the group of people in the room looked at Ji Yuqing with surprised eyes. At this time, Lan Xianyun sarcastically said, Har har, it's really ridiculous, do you think you are a robot? Ji Yuqing changed Lan Xianyun's eyes, don't take your ignorance as your capital of arrogance. What did you say? Lan Xianyu glared at Ji Yuqing. This kid is really arguing with himself all the time. Seeing that the two people were about to have another verbal battle, Lin Muqing said immediately. Ji Yuqing, do you know that this meat is zombie meat after tasting it? Of course. Ji Yuqing nodded and continued. My physique is somewhat special, so my sense of taste, smell, hearing, vision, and touch are far superior to those of ordinary people. The shredded pork and the green pepper and pork is infinitely close to the taste of zombie meat, not only in terms of taste, but also in terms of flavor. So, my judgment is not wrong. Ji Yuqing did not hide it. After slightly modifying the system's affairs, he told everyone. However, Ji Yuqing's words were really mysterious to normal people. Even Lin Muqing was skeptical about this. Not to mention the other two people in the room. In response to Ji Yuqing's words, Lan Xianyun sneered and immediately refuted. Don't lie here. You should know that this restaurant selling lunchboxes is the most popular restaurant in this area. And this restaurant has a history of several decades. How can such a big restaurant use zombie meat to cook for cheap? Ji Yuqing heard this and retorted unceremoniously, look at what you said. Opening a store is not charity. Whether it is an old store or a new store, as long as the boss is greedy, he may do such a shameless thing. Lan Xianyun was speechless for a while after hearing this. At this time, Lin Muqing glanced at Lan Xianyun and said slowly. Sister Yun, don't you have a relative who works in the quarantine department? Why don't you explain this situation to her? Lan Xianyu slapped his forehead, looking helpless. Muqing, are you crazy? You actually believed what he said. It's better to believe it than not to believe it. Besides, food is the most important thing for people. This matter concerns the health of many people. Lin Muqing said with a sense of justice. Thinking that there are many mothers who have just given birth in their hospital. Lin Muqing became worried. Their mother had just given birth and had to feed her baby with breast milk. If you eat these zombie meats, the consequences are simply unimaginable. This is equivalent to directly harming the next generation of flowers of the motherland. For a moment, Lan Xianyun fell into silence. How could she not understand this truth? Ji Yuqing said at this time, if you know someone in the quarantine department, I suggest you give us some feedback. The overseas zombie meat incident has caused panic recently, and this is a matter related to human health, so we can't be careless. What's more, if it is really found that the restaurant uses zombie meat, your relative will have made a contribution. HMPH, it's easy to talk, how can you be so sure about this? Lan Xianyun rolled her eyes at Ji Yuqing and said faintly. I think my judgment will not be wrong. TSK, I think your opinion will definitely be wrong. Ji Yuqing raised his eyebrows and looked at Lan Xianyun with a smirk when he heard this. I seem to understand something. What do you understand? Lan Xianyun frowned and looked at Ji Yuqing in confusion. In fact, you are very resistant to this matter in your heart. You are worried about what to do if the restaurant really uses zombie meat. Lan Xianyun sneered when he heard this. What a joke! That restaurant is not owned by my relatives. What does it have to do with me? Of course it has something to do with me. Ji Yuqing shrugged. Because you often go to that restaurant to eat, when I mentioned the zombie meat, you instinctively resisted and didn't want to believe it. Because if it is zombie meat, you have eaten zombie meat for a long time. TSK, some people are really good at comforting themselves. Lan Xianyun's thoughts were directly exposed by Ji Yuqing, and she felt humiliated. She bit her lip and said reluctantly, I don't think so. Ji Yuqing said disapprovingly, har, why don't you call and be a hero who eliminates harm for the people? TSK, I'll call right away, but if not, you will bear the consequences yourself. Lan Xianyun said indignantly. After that, she directly called her cousin who worked in the quarantine department. The other end. Lan Xianyun's cousin was conducting a surprise inspection at a cold storage. Recently, the news that zombie meat has flowed into the country has caused panic among the people. When she received a call from her cousin Lan Xianyun and heard that there was a restaurant called Tifan near Zhongkang International Hospital that might use zombie meat, she immediately became alert. She immediately asked her superiors to conduct a surprise inspection of Tifan restaurant. If Tifan did not use zombie meat, it would not be a loss for their quarantine department. After all, it can be called a random inspection by the superiors. If Tifan is really using zombie meat, then they can be regarded as eliminating harm for the people. In the ward of Zhongkang International Hospital. After hanging up the phone, Lan Xianyun stared at Ji Yuqing. This look was like saying, this girl hit you, let's see what you say this time. As for Ji Yuqing, he ignored Lan Xianyun. As the saying goes, being with a woman is always a matter of reason. Especially with this woman who has early menopause. Ji Yuqing walked out of the ward and bought a bag of bread in the supermarket inside the hospital, and drank it with a bottle of mineral water as dinner. That is, Ji Yuqing can control the degree of strengthening of his five senses. Otherwise, if he keeps his five senses strengthened at a high level all the time, he will probably have no taste for anything he eats. After eating, Ji Yuqing returned to the ward to accompany him. About an hour and a half later, Lan Xianyun's phone rang. As soon as the phone was connected, the excited voice of Lan Xianyun's cousin came. Cousin, you are really amazing. Where did you get the news? Huh. Hearing this, Lan Xianyun suddenly felt bad. Your information is so accurate. We found nearly 500 kilograms of frozen pork and beef in their kitchen cold storage that had not been quarantined. Chapter 9 Night Watch. The boss also confessed that he was greedy and smuggled the meat from overseas cold storage to China. Cousin, you have helped me a lot. The leaders of our quarantine department attach great importance to this matter. I also received a commendation from above. Lan Xianyun's face gradually turned pale when she heard this. Oh. At this time, Assistant Xiaoyu also retched beside her. In the end, there was no other way. Lan Xianyun and Xiaoyu went directly to the emergency room and performed gastric lavage. When the two people returned to their ward weekly after gastric lavage, Ji Qing couldn't help but curled his lips. Lin Muqing looked at the two people with ugly faces and said quickly, "You are all like this, you should go back and have a good rest. Who will take care of you if I leave?" Lan Xianyun frowned and asked worriedly. Lin Muqing said disapprovingly, "It doesn't matter. The nurses here are available 24 hours a day. If there is anything, I can just call the nurse sister." "Okay?" Lan Xianyun said hesitantly. Then, she set her sights on Ji Qing. "If you don't leave, you must take good care of Muqing, otherwise, I will not forgive you." Ji Qing made a face at Lan Xianyun and teased. "Don't worry, I will definitely be more careful than you, a tigress. After all, I am the child's father." Lan Xianyun was so angry that her face turned green when she heard this. "What did you say?" Seeing that the happy enemies were about to start arguing again, Lin Muqing hurriedly tried to smooth things over. "Okay, Sister Yun, go back and have a good rest for a night, you don't have to worry about this." Lin Muqing said a few words, and Lan Xianyun gave up and left the ward with her assistant Xiaoyu. After the two left, Lin Muqing's attending physician came over to check on Lin Muqing again. After explaining some precautions for postpartum recovery, she left with peace of mind. At this time, the eldest child lying in the crib started crying again. Ji Qing felt helpless. Why is it always this eldest child? The eldest child's cry is like a charge. The little guy just cried a few times and then brought up the second and third children. For a while, the crying of 3 babies came from the ward. Ji Qing glanced at the time. It had been 2.5 hours since the last time they drank milk. Ji Qing immediately got busy, made milk powder, and fed the 3 little guys. After washing the milk bottle, Ji Qing told Lin Muqing to take time to rest. Because newborn babies don't sleep all night. They basically wake up every few hours and cry for milk. Oh, it's really a hard thing. Sorry to bother you. Lin Muqing looked at Ji Qing a little embarrassedly and said slowly. Ji Qing waved his hand. "Silly girl, aren't these things what I, as a father, have to do?" Lin Muqing smiled and looked at the crescent moon hanging in the sky outside the window. After an unknown amount of time, Lin Muqing fell asleep in a daze. In her dream, she dreamed of the day when she first met Ji Qing. It was all too dreamy, just like an extremely real dream. Watching Lin Muqing fall asleep, Ji Qing slept on the sofa. The sofa is very close to the crib, so it is very convenient to get up at night to take care of the 3 babies. Babies who are not yet 1 month old, in addition to drinking milk every 2 hours, also urinate and poop very frequently. If it's just peeing, diapers can last for a while. But if it's pooping, it has to be cleaned up in time. Over the night, Ji Qing checked. He changed the diapers for these 3 lovely babies more than 10 times. Among them, the eldest, who is the strongest, he changed 5 times alone. Feeding and mixing milk powder, and changing diapers for these little guys. Ji Qing's sleep was intermittent all night, and he didn't get a good rest at all. Even so, it was because there was a nurse on duty to help him. If he relied on himself, then he would not be able to close his eyes that night. People's energy is limited. Even Ji Qing was exhausted after a night of tossing and turning. But he had no regrets. When it was morning, the hospital nurse came with a breakfast cart. Since Lin Muqing could only eat some liquid food now, so Ji Qing made a bowl of porridge for Lin Muqing. While feeding her the porridge, he did not forget to blow it to prevent Muqing from getting burned. Looking at such a careful Ji Qing, Lin Muqing had a lot of thoughts in her mind. This man is really reliable. After breakfast, Ji Qing also ate a few bites of bread casually. Soon, the nurses on the morning shift came to take over. Watching the nurses change shifts, Lin Muqing looked at Ji Qing, who was exhausted physically and mentally, and smiled bitterly. "Ji Qing, why don't you go home and take a nap? There's nothing to do during the day, there are nurses here. Besides, Sister Yun and Xiaoyu will be here in the afternoon." Ji Qing waved his hand and immediately straightened his back, saying, "I'm an Iron Man, and an Iron Man won't get tired. Cut it out." Lin Muqing couldn't help but laugh at Ji Qing's funny look. Then, she said faintly, "Although there is a place to wash here, there are no toiletries for you. You have to change clothes and take a shower, right? You stink." Well, it seems to be true. Ji Qing smelled herself. Because the pregnant woman had just finished the operation, the air conditioner could not be turned on in the room. This was a disaster for Ji Yuqing, who didn't turn on the air conditioner during the dog days of summer. After a busy night, she was naturally sweating profusely. He smiled and scratched his head, and said, "Okay, then I'll go home to wash up, change clothes and come back." Lin Muqing nodded, "Don't worry, go home and take a nap, lack of sleep is very harmful to the body." "Okay, I know," Ji Yuqing said, and then got up and walked out of the ward. Halfway through, he seemed to suddenly remember something, paused, turned his head and looked at Lin Muqing. Lin Muqing saw this and asked, "What's wrong? Don't eat here at noon. I'll make you chicken soup and some wolfberry porridge to replenish your qi and blood. Chicken soup must use freshly killed black chickens. Black chicken meat is delicious, unlike old hens, which have a lot of fat on their bodies. The soup made with a lot of fat will be very oily. This is a very hurtful thing for people who have just finished surgery." Looking at Ji Yuqing's sincere expression, Lin Muqing asked in disbelief, You can actually cook?" Ji Yuqing curled his lips, "Don't look down on me." With that, Ji Yuqing walked out of the ward. In a supermarket near the hospital, he bought some wolfberries, longans, dates, koi seeds, and black rice. These are all ingredients for making porridge, and these ingredients are all for replenishing qi and blood. Afterwards, he bought a freshly killed black chicken and an 8-lian crucian carp at a nearby vegetable market. Chapter 10 Confinement Meals. After preparing everything, Ji Yuqing stopped a car and returned to his home. With the help of the super chef, Ji Yuqing was very good at cooking. Half an hour later, the kitchen was filled with fragrance. This fragrance was very penetrating, and it spread outside through the bay window of the kitchen. The neighbors around were all excited after asking about this seemingly magical fragrance. "Damn, whose house is cooking so fragrant? This smell seems to come from Xiao Gu's room on the 11th floor. No way, Xiao Ji you can cook. Doesn't he always eat takeout?" Ji Yuqing gets along very well with several neighbors around him. The uncles and aunts in the community are all talented and speak well. Ji Yuqing likes this place very much. At this time, Ji Yuqing's doorbell rang. When he opened the door, it turned out to be his neighbor Jin Ming. Among these people in the community, he has the best relationship with Ji Yuqing. Because the two graduated from the same university, were classmates, and were roommates for 4 years. After graduation, the two hit it off and bought houses in the same community at the same time. This kind of relationship is naturally a close friend. "Oh my god, what are you doing at home? Why does it smell so good?" At this time, there happened to be an old man passing by upstairs. The old man saw Ji Yuqing and teased with a smile. "Ji Yuqing, you don't eat takeout anymore and become a chef." Ji Yuqing smiled and waved his hand, saying to them, "No way, my child is born, I prepare confinement meals for the child's mother to replenish the blood." Ji Yuqing, you have a child?" The old man passing by looked at Ji Yuqing in surprise. And Jin Ming was even more puzzled. "Oh my god, what's going on? Didn't I see you and your girlfriend last week? She wasn't pregnant at that time." Ji Yuqing rolled his eyes at Jin Ming. This guy's brain circuit is really strange. From pregnancy to childbirth in a week, this is probably a monster. Ji Yuqing smacked his lips and said calmly, "I broke up with her yesterday, and the one who gave birth to my child is another one." Grandpa to Jin Ming. "Are you a time management master? You broke up with your girlfriend yesterday, and another one gave birth to your child today." The old man upstairs shook his head and sighed. Young people nowadays are really hard for us old guys to understand. Then he walked downstairs. Ji Yuqing smiled bitterly. At this time, Jin Ming became interested and asked hurriedly, "Oh my god, what's going on with you? Tell me in detail." So, Ji Yuqing told what happened that night at Feiyang Bar when he graduated from college. Damn it! Jin Ming almost dropped his jaw after hearing this. "Don't tell me, according to the time calculation, it is really possible that it is that girl." "What do you mean by really possible? It is obviously good." Ji Yuqing rolled his eyes at Jin Ming. Jin Ming smiled slyly, his eyes almost narrowed into a slit. Then, he asked, "I can't tell, Brother Qing, you are already a father. Is it a boy or a girl?" "Triplets, 2 boys and a girl." Jin Ming. "Damn. Both sons and daughters." Jin Ming was shocked and asked, This is too outrageous. It is indeed outrageous. Until now, I have not reacted. I am a father. Ji Yuqing smiled bitterly and shrugged his shoulders. Jin Ming smacked his lips and said, RGU, do you mind if I tell this to my former classmates? Huh? Why? Ji Yuqing was puzzled. Jin Ming had a proud smile on his face. Don't forget, we still have the university group we had back then. If I post this in the university group, Li Xiao will definitely be furious. Ji Yuqing was stunned when he heard the 3 words, Li Xiao. Yes, this woman is her ex-girlfriend, and also a classmate of Ji Yuqing and Jin Ming in the same university. After all, if Jin Ming hadn't begged Ji Yuqing to get Li Xiao's phone number, there might not have been any development between the two of them. Ji Yuqing waved his hand. No need, we're separated. Why are you still angry with her? Jin Ming smacked his lips and said unhappily after hearing this. RGU, I did this because I couldn't stand it. This Li Xiao has been active in our university group recently. And she was sarcastic, saying that I should keep my eyes open when I look for a boyfriend in the future. She also said that men nowadays are really mean, and she slandered us men in various ways. I didn't react after seeing what she said yesterday, but after hearing what you said today, I finally reacted. Ji Yuqing frowned slightly when he heard this. I didn't expect this woman to be so disgusting. We broke up, so why are you still talking about people behind their backs? There's really nothing I can do with a woman. It's not the time for her to call me and want to pack up all her things and take them away. Thinking of the scene where Li Xiao called him yesterday and wanted to move all his things away, Ji Yuqing showed a contemptuous smile on his face. At this time, Jin Ming continued, RGU, having a baby is a big deal, you can't just keep quiet, right? At this point, Jin Ming paused and continued, at least, you have to tell those good friends. They will definitely be happy for you, and if nothing else, there must be a red envelope, right? Ji Yuqing curled his lips and smiled. Okay, if you don't tell others, you will probably feel uncomfortable all over, right? After all, it has been almost a year since graduation. You can take this opportunity to ask who else is in Donghai City and take time to organize a class reunion. Jin Ming heard this and immediately became energetic. Okay, I'll ask everyone now. Before Jin Ming turned around and left, Ji Yuqing thought of something, and he shouted, Mingzi. What's wrong? Jin Ming turned his head and looked at Ji Yuqing in surprise. Do you have a thermos at home? Prepare 2 for me. I need to take food to the hospital later, and there is no thermos at home. Jin Ming frowned and thought for a moment, clapped his hands and said, I'll buy it for you. I'll transfer the money to you later. Jin Ming waved his hand without looking back, and ran downstairs. After closing the door, Ji Yuqing started the finishing work in the kitchen. After turning the pressure cooker of the black chicken and crucian carp soup to a low heat, he took a shower and changed his clothes. After finishing everything, Jin Ming came back panting with the thermos. Ji Yuqing cleaned the thermos briefly, and then disinfected it with alcohol. After putting the stewed black chicken and crucian carp soup into the thermos, he put Ji Yuqing's special blood replenishing porridge into another thermos. As for the remaining black chicken and crucian carp soup and some porridge in the pot, they were handed over to Jin Ming. Jin Ming's mouth was full of oil, and he gave Ji Yuqing a thumbs up. Chapter 11 Postpartum Meals. Oh my god, this taste is amazing. Ji Yuqing, when did your cooking skills become so good? It's comparable to a restaurant chef. The moment Jin Ming took a bite of the black chicken and crucian carp soup, he felt like he had gained the whole world. It tasted delicious, without the greasiness of ordinary chicken soup. It was a little sweet in the freshness, and this embellishment made Jin Ming's eyes light up. This was the first time Jin Ming drank such a delicious black chicken and crucian carp soup. After being shocked, Jin Ming also reacted. It's time to do business. He opened his mobile phone and found the chat group he, Ji Yuqing, and a few college buddies had established. At all members, everyone, pay attention, Ji Yuqing in our class is about to have a baby. Then, Jin Ming added a smug expression with sunglasses. As soon as this message came out, the originally deserted group instantly exploded. Flying fish, oh my god. What? Ji Yuqing has a child. This is too fast, isn't it? It's not even a year since graduation. Merry-go-round, I didn't realize that Ji Yuqing is such a potential stock. He is the first person in our class to become a father. Sunset. Isn't today April Fool's Day? This is too sudden. Working to quit drinking, damn. A child. I remember Gu Qing has never been married, right? Brotherhood, at Gu Qing, is this true or false? Can you, the person involved, come out and clarify it? Looking at the messages in the group, Jin Ming, the fat guy, had a mean smile on his face. He opened the group red envelope directly and generously sent a red envelope of 200 yuan. And he wrote, "Hey, I wish Gu Qing's 3 babies good health, and I, as an uncle, would like to express my gratitude." When Jin Ming's news came out, those former classmates were even more shocked. Catfish, 3 babies. Triplets. Oh my goodness, why do I not believe it? King of Kings, Fat Jin, don't tease us, this is not a joke. Things are different now, at Gu Qing, where are you? Come out and clarify. At this time, Gu Qing was busy in the kitchen packing black chicken and crucian carp soup, as well as his special 8 treasure porridge. After putting the 2 dishes into the thermos bucket, he was ready to leave. It's getting late, I have to go back to the hospital to deliver food. Remember to close the door when you leave. Although Jin Ming and Gu Qing are not in the same building, Jin Ming often visits Gu Qing's home. Gu Qing has long been accustomed to this. Jin Ming sat at the dining table, waved to Gu Qing, and smiled. Okay, I know, you should go back quickly. After that, Jin Ming continued to chat in the group. He said in the group very proudly, Gu Qing is very busy now. He has to take care of people in the hospital, so he can't reply to messages at present. But as Gu Qing's good friend, I can tell you some gossip. The child is not his last girlfriend's. He has broken up with his last girlfriend yesterday. Gu Qing just broke up with his girlfriend and received a call from an unfamiliar number. The girl in the unfamiliar number asked Gu Qing to go to the hospital to sign the surgery agreement. Why sign the surgery agreement? Because the girl is pregnant with Gu Qing's children, triplets, 2 boys and 1 girl. For a while, Gu Qing's group of best friends were all stupid. You are not kidding, this matter is too magical. Why do I always feel that something is wrong? Could Gu Qing have let someone else take over? Yes, triplets came all of a sudden. Who can handle it? As for the specific matter, Jin Ming, who is not very good at it, doesn't know too much. He repeated everything Gu Qing had said to him verbatim, including the fact that after graduation, several people had brought Gu Qing and the girl together in the bar. On the other side, Gu Qing walked out of the community, stopped a car and returned to the hospital. Before he could even reach the ward, Gu Qing heard the cry of a baby. When he walked in, he found that it was the naughty boss again. The boss was babbling, probably because he was hungry again. After Gu Qing entered the room, he made 3 bottles of milk powder on the operating table and fed the first, second and third bosses at once. After they finished drinking the milk, Gu Qing also burped them skillfully. Under the guidance of the nurse, Gu Qing held the boss in his arms, with a very good posture. At the same time, he used the almighty massage skills given to him by the system to massage the boss slowly. In this way, under Gu Qing's care, the boss gradually calmed down. It was not until he was done with all this that Gu Qing realized that Assistant Xiaoyu had come to the ward. Good afternoon, have you eaten? Gu Qing still had no aversion to Assistant Xiaoyu. Faced with Gu Qing's greeting, Xiaoyu smiled and replied, I have already eaten at home, but I have no appetite these days. Speaking of this, Xiaoyu's face was a little ugly. Seeing this, Gu Qing couldn't help but smile bitterly. Indeed, knowing that she had been eating zombie meat during this period, how could she still have an appetite? Gu Qing scratched his head, wanting to comfort this poor girl. That, you don't have to worry too much. Although zombie meat is not quarantined, and it has been frozen for longer than your age. But if it is cooked, it can still kill 90% of the bacteria. The remaining 10%, if you are lucky, you won't get sick. After hearing this, Xiaoyu almost fell to the ground. Is this guy's EQ negative? You are too good at talking. When Xiaoyu heard Gu Qing mention the word zombie meat, she started to vomit again. Lin Muqing, who was lying on the hospital bed, smiled and said, Xiaoyu, there is a saying that goes, if it is not clean, you will not get sick if you eat it. Xiaoyu looked at Lin Muqing pitifully and said faintly, Sister Muqing, why are you bullying me too? Lin Muqing laughed and waved her hand. Okay, I was just joking. After that, she looked at Ji Qing and asked curiously. Did you bring anything? Didn't I tell you before that there is no shortage of things here, so you don't have to spend money? Ji Qing shrugged. Didn't I tell you this morning that I would prepare confinement meals for you? I stewed black chicken and crucian carp soup for you while I was home in the morning, and also a special treasure porridge for replenishing qi and blood. After that, Ji Qing took out 2 thermos buckets from the bag and placed them on the bedside table in the room. Lin Muqing's eyes widened, her face full of disbelief. You really know how to cook? Of course, the food I cook is chef level. Chapter 12. The news leaked. Ji Qing opened the 2 thermos. The lid was opened, and the fragrance instantly rushed out from inside without restraint. This fragrance was like some magic, making people want to take a deep breath. For a moment, several people in the room all focused their eyes on the 2 thermos brought by Ji Qing. Assistant Xiaoyu couldn't help but wipe the saliva from the corner of her mouth. Fortunately, no one was looking at her at the moment, otherwise it would be embarrassing. At this time, Ji Qing also noticed the few people in the ward, so he said generously. Okay, you take the tableware and prepare to eat. This. Assistant Xiaoyu swallowed. Isn't this Sister Mu Qing's confinement meal? Can we eat? Of course, this is a top-notch tonic. Eating it will definitely beautify your skin and replenish your blood. Ji Qing rolled his eyes at Xiaoyu. This girl, she has a free lunch but she is still picky. Xiaoyu saw that Ji Qing misunderstood him, and hurriedly explained that. I mean enough? We have eaten, what else does Sister Mu Qing eat? Ji Qing heard this and suddenly realized. It seems that he misunderstood. So, he smiled and said, it doesn't matter, I brought a lot, enough. Lin Muqing also said on the side. You only know how to think about me, and don't know how to think about yourself. The gastric lavage yesterday was very harmful to the body. You should eat more and replenish yourself. Xiaoyu couldn't wait to take the bowls and chopsticks she prepared and stuck out her tongue. Thank you Mr. Ji for the delicious food. After saying that, she handed the bowl to Ji Qing. Ji Qing used a spoon to serve a bowl of soup and a bowl of treasure porridge to Xiaoyu. After Lin Muqing stood up, Ji Qing also served her a portion. Ji Qing held the bowl and prepared a spoon, wanting to feed Lin Muqing. Lin Muqing couldn't help blushing when she saw this. That. I can do it myself. Ji Qing smiled and shook his head. I didn't expect this girl to be so shy. Looking at the lovely Lin Muqing in front of him, Ji Qing felt mixed emotions. It seems that Lan Xianyan protects Lin Muqing very well. She has been in the entertainment industry for so many years without a good agent to protect her. I am afraid that she has been assimilated by those evil trends. Seeing that Lan Xianyan protects Lin Muqing, I will try not to argue with her in the future. Okay, don't be polite to me. Ji Qing looked at Lin Muqing with a doting expression on his face. Be obedient, open your mouth, I will feed you. After saying that, Ji Qing filled a spoonful of black chicken and crucian carp soup. After blowing it with his mouth, he put the spoon against Lin Muqing's pink lips. Originally, Lin Muqing wanted to be self-reliant. But the taste of black chicken and crucian carp soup seemed to have some magic. In addition, she had been living on glucose since the operation and had not eaten. At that moment, she opened her mouth and drank the soup in the spoon at once. After the black chicken and crucian carp soup entered her mouth, the sweet and delicious soup stimulated Lin Muqing's taste buds. She exclaimed, "Hey, it's delicious." Xiaoyu, who was sitting on the sofa, also praised Ji Qing's cooking skills. At this time, the nurse on duty who was going to change Lin Muqing's drip came in. When she smelled the unusually delicious smell in the room, her stomach couldn't help but gurgle. Ji Qing looked at the little nurse jokingly and asked, Sister nurse, it's noon, didn't you eat? The little nurse pouted and said pitifully, Don't mention it. Our department is so busy today. We have been busy from morning to now. Where is there time to eat? Lin Muqing is a kind woman. Seeing the little nurse's pitiful face, she immediately asked Ji Qing to serve her a bowl of black chicken and crucian carp soup and a bowl of treasure porridge to replenish qi and blood. If it were usual, the nurse would definitely refuse. But today they were too busy, tired and hungry, and the confinement meal made by Ji Qing was so delicious. So, she did not refuse. After thanking Ji Qing and the others, she changed the drip for Lin Muqing. Then she happily walked out with 2 bowls of steaming delicious food. The confinement meal made by Ji Qing seemed to have some magic. The nurse carried the soup and porridge through the corridor back to the nurse's station. The corridor was still filled with a fragrant smell. For a while, many people's stomachs growled. Do you smell it? What's that smell? It's so fragrant. I'm so hungry, but I can only inject glucose now. I'm so greedy that I'm almost drooling. Is this a confinement meal? Whose husband is such a good cook? I'm so envious. Originally, Lin Muqing had no appetite. But faced with such a delicious confinement meal, she drank 2 large bowls of black chicken and crucian carp soup and a bowl of 8 treasure porridge. When it was lunchtime, the aunt from the hospital cafeteria came over with a dining cart. They were already so full. The 3 of them perfectly devoured the confinement meal that Ji Qing made at home. During the lunch break, the 3 babies slept peacefully there. After Ji Qing looked at the babies lovingly, he sat on the sofa and played with his mobile phone. When he opened his mobile phone, he was almost shocked by the 99+ messages. Oh my god, this group of people is going to bombard you with text messages. When he opened it, he saw it. The classmates group of Jiangcheng University and the alumni group of Jiangcheng University. There were also Ji Qing and his best friends in the group, all of whom kept adding him. There were also many people who privately chatted with him, asking about having a baby. Ji Qing frowned. It was obvious that Jin Ming, the big mouth, had said this. So, Ji Qing replied to them one by one. The content of the reply was the same. This is not a joke, it is really true, 2 boys and a girl, you are envious. At the same time, Ji Qing did not forget to reply to the message in the group. When the group received Ji Qing's personal reply, they were immediately excited. Oh my god, Ji, you are quietly stealing a family. Yeah, your progress is too fast, isn't it? It hasn't even been a year since graduation, and you have a baby. When did you get married? This guy didn't even tell us, and he jumped to having a baby. The originally deserted group was instantly boiling under the temptation of Ji Qing's message. After finishing Ji Qing's topic, many people reminisced about the past in the group. Some asked what the people they cared about were busy with. Some complained about the troubles they encountered at work in the group. Others talked about the situation at home. Ji Qing watched with great interest, and finally his thoughts were collected by the crying of the baby. Looking at the time, the child was hungry. So, he took the eldest, the second, and the third child to Lin Muqing in turn and let the children drink breast milk. After feeding, Ji Qing helped to burp them, and then massaged the little ones. Chapter 13 Dean's Request. Looking at the satisfied looks of the little ones, Ji Qing put them down in the crib. The most active one and the one who eats the most is the eldest child. This little guy has a bad temper. After feeding, if you don't massage him, he will cry and make you collapse. The second child is quieter and doesn't eat as much as the eldest child. But after feeding, he didn't make any noise or trouble, just lying there quietly. The third child is also well behaved and doesn't make any noise. So, among the 3 little guys, the eldest is definitely a troublemaker. After the little guys fell asleep, Ji Qing peeled another orange for Lin Muqing and put it on the bedside. Seeing this scene, for Xiaoyu, who is still a single dog, it was simply a blast to her. This couldn't help but hurt her fragile heart by 10,000 points. Immediately, she turned her head away and looked out the window. Rather than looking at it and making trouble, it's better to choose not to see it. Just when Ji Qing and Lin Muqing were talking sweetly there, the doorbell of the room suddenly rang. Ding dong. Xiaoyu, look who it is. Lin Muqing reminded. Xiaoyu nodded, and after opening the door, her expression was a little surprised. Huh? Why is it you, Dean Chu? Standing in front of the door was a 60-year-old old man wearing a white coat and glasses. Although the old man had some white hair, he was still very energetic. Ji Qing in the room couldn't help but frowned when he heard this. Dean Chu. At this time, Lin Muqing explained. Dean Chu is the dean of Zhongkang International Hospital. I see. Ji Qing nodded, but was still a little surprised. What was Dean Chu doing here? But soon, Ji Qing was relieved. It was probably because Lin Muqing was a heavyweight patient. So as the dean, he naturally had to come down to comfort her. Just as Ji Qing was thinking in his mind. Dean Chu was invited in by Xiaoyu. When he came to the ward, Dean Chu took a deep breath. Well, this smell is really like magic. Ms. Lin, how are you recovering? Dean Chu stood by Lin Muqing's bed, looked at Ji Yuqing, and then looked at Lin Muqing. I'm almost recovered, thanks to the nurses in your hospital these days. Lin Muqing smiled and said politely to Dean Chu. Well, rest after cesarean section is still very important. Miss Lin should take good care of her body. Dean Chu said in a friendly manner. Lin Muqing nodded, thank you for your concern, Dean Chu, but... She changed the subject and asked, Dean Chu, you came to see me, didn't you just say these few words? Dean Chu was stunned, then smiled bitterly. Har har, no, no. This matter is really hard to say, I don't know how to say it. Lin Muqing smiled and looked at Dean Chu after hearing this. President Chu, just tell me. After all, I have been under your care during this period. Then I will tell you. Did you bring the confinement meal you ate just now? Yes. Lin Muqing nodded. Did you give one to a young nurse? Yes. After Lin Muqing finished speaking, she seemed to have noticed something was wrong, and asked suspiciously, did the nurse get sick from eating our confinement meal? For a moment, a trace of guilt appeared on Lin Muqing's face. If the nurse's work was really affected because of this, it would be a loss. No, 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 how could it be? Seeing this, President Chu waved his hand quickly. This. For a moment, the three people in the room looked at President Chu in confusion. President Chu frowned and thought for a moment, as if he was struggling with his heart. Finally, he said slowly, aren't your confinement meals distributed to the nurses in our hospital? When our young nurse brought the confinement meals back to the nurses' station, the fragrance of the confinement meals floated in the corridor. This also made the patients in the wards think that they were meals from our hospital, and they all clamored to eat them. But these are not confinement meals from our hospital, so we have no way to deal with it. Ms. Lin, you should know that Zhongkang International Hospital is the most famous private hospital in Donghai City. Who is not a powerful person who can be hospitalized here. So, I can't afford to offend them. Many people called me to ask what happened. After I investigated, I found out that this is what happened. I came to you, Miss Lin, just to ask where you bought your confinement meals. If possible, please tell me, Miss Lin, so that I can give an explanation to those patients. So this is why Dean Chu came here. It's really exaggerated. The confinement meal made by Ji Yuqing caused such a sensation. I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. Lin Muqing smiled bitterly, glanced at Ji Yuqing, and said to Dean Chu. In fact, this confinement meal is made by the child's father at home. What? Dean Chu was startled, and then a hesitant expression appeared on his face. That. Mr. Ji, I wonder if I can discuss something with you. Looking at Dean Chu's speechless look. Ji Yuqing was also very uncomfortable, so he said, Dean Chu, Muqing has been taken care of by you during this period of time. So if you have anything to say, just say it directly. Seeing Ji Yuqing so straightforward, Dean Chu nodded with satisfaction. Mr. Ji, next time you have confinement meals, can you bring out a few more? I know this request is a bit rude, but don't worry, I will take care of all your ingredients. For the extra portions, you set the price, I will let you negotiate directly with the patients. You set a price, if they can accept it, then sell it to them, our hospital will not get involved. Just consider it as selling it to me for a favor, Mr. Ji, okay. Ji Yuqing was stunned when he heard this. Then, he looked at Lin Muqing with some embarrassment. The two of them stared at each other, and the ward fell into silence for a while. However, after Ji Yuqing weighed the pros and cons, he nodded. Because Dean Chu's request was a good business opportunity for him. Okay, great. When Dean Chu saw Ji Yuqing agreed, he was so happy that he couldn't close his mouth. Soon, Dean Chu took out a list. According to the people on the list, he accompanied Ji Yuqing to meet with the mothers who wanted to eat confinement meals. There were 12 people in total. The transaction was based on 3 meals a day, with each meal priced at 150 yuan. Because Ji Yuqing didn't need to buy the ingredients himself. So if you calculate it this way, he can make a net profit of 5,400 yuan a day. Chapter 14 Challenge. For Ji Yuqing, an intern who has just graduated for less than a year, this is definitely a huge income. Since he has taken money from others, Ji Yuqing must be dedicated to his work. He also specifically asked Director Chu about the patient's allergy history to find out what vegetables they were allergic to. It's better to exclude those dishes in advance. Seeing how professional Ji Yuqing was, the mothers who had just given birth immediately felt relieved. There were even a few wealthy ladies who jokingly wanted Ji Yuqing to be the executive chef of their homes. That is, a private chef, with a monthly salary starting from 50,000. However, private chefs are really looked down upon in the chef industry. Besides, Ji Yuqing didn't have such long-term plans, so he just found an excuse to refuse. Besides, if I really become someone's private chef, I probably won't have any free time. After meeting the 12 mothers, Ji Yuqing returned to the ward and told Lin Muqing about the incident. At the end, Ji Yuqing scratched his head embarrassedly. I can't help it. I have to spend more time preparing more meals every day, so you can. Before Ji Yuqing could finish, Lin Muqing said considerately, Don't worry, I have a nurse and Xiaoyu here, so you don't have to worry. Alas, if it weren't for the fact that Dean Chu arranged such a good deal for you, I wouldn't have agreed to him. Ji Yuqing curled her lips and continued, It would be great if I could spend more time with you and the 3 babies. Hearing Ji Yuqing's sweet words, Lin Muqing's face turned red again. Xiaoyu on the side covered her ears. QAQ. I don't want to listen, you bastard. Stop feeding me dog food. The cafeteria of Zhongkang International Hospital is not outsourced like the cafeterias of other hospitals. After all, this is a high-end private hospital in Donghai City. There are naturally higher standards for diet. Therefore, every chef here has experience working in a 5-star hotel. At the same time, the configuration in the kitchen is also quite rich. From executive chef, head chef, second chef, third chef, we have everything. Everyone who is hospitalized here is a well-known figure. Therefore, Chu Jiming dare not slack off when it comes to eating. I don't know when the news reached the cafeteria of Zhongkang International Hospital. When the executive chef heard about this from an apprentice who was peeling potatoes, he was shocked and then angry. This Dean Chu is really old and confused. What kind of patients are there in our hospital? Why are we outsourcing something as important as confinement meals? The executive chef said, pointing at the student who was peeling potatoes. You, take me to see that person. Yes. Looking at the executive chef with a murderous look on his face, the trainee was so scared that he trembled even when speaking. He put down the potatoes and walked towards Lin Muqing's ward with the executive chef. Ding dong. The doorbell rang. At this time, Ji Yuqing just walked out of the bathroom and was closest to the door. He opened the door directly. As soon as the door opened, he saw a man nearly 2 meters tall, wearing kitchen clothes, staring at him fiercely. Are you that Ji Yuqing? The executive chef asked with a frown. Ji Yuqing was surprised and asked in confusion, I am, who are you? I'm the executive chef of this hospital. The sturdy man shouted in a low voice. Then, he looked around and continued to say to Ji Yuqing, Dean Chu is really old and confused. He actually gave something as important as confinement meals to a young man. Boy, look at your delicate hands, you are not cut out to cook. At this point, the executive chef simply showed his hands. These are a pair of hands covered with calluses, scars and oil spots. There is almost no good place on the entire hand. Seeing this, Ji Yuqing also narrowed his eyes. The hands of a qualified chef would be riddled with holes, but their skin would definitely not be as delicate as mine. He raised his eyebrows and asked, I'm going home to cook now, how about you compete with me? The sturdy man waved his hand and said, You don't have to go home, just come to my kitchen. I have all the ingredients and utensils you need. I'm going to expose your identity as a liar in front of everyone. The strong man worked in the kitchen since he graduated from elementary school. After decades of experience, he finally became the executive chef. So, what kind of person is a chef and what kind of person is not a chef? He was still very confident that he could recognize it. The Ji Yuqing in front of him was only in his early 20s. His hands are more delicate than a woman's, how could he possibly be used for cooking? Dean Chu is really old and confused. He was actually deceived by a young man. Well, don't you dare. Seeing that Ji Yuqing didn't answer, the burly man asked. Hearing this, Ji Yuqing smiled and shook his head. It just so happens that I have no place to cook right now. If I win, you have to let me use your kitchen for a while. No problem at all. The sturdy man waved his hand, snorted coldly, turned around and left. Ji Yuqing looked at the sturdy man's back and sighed. Although this kind of person speaks bluntly, his character is not bad. Since he looks down on me, I will make him convinced. Ji Yuqing turned around and said to Lin Muqing, who was lying on the bed, then I'll go. Come on, I support you. Lin Muqing, who was lying on the hospital bed, also heard the conversation. Lin Muqing still believed in Ji Yuqing from the bottom of her heart. Watching Ji Yuqing leave, Assistant Xiaoyu became worried. She looked at Lin Muqing suspiciously and asked tentatively, Sister Muqing, do you think he bought the confinement meals he brought from somewhere else and put them in his own thermos bucket to deceive us? This. After Xiaoyu said this, Lin Muqing was really a little unsure. After all, the black chicken and crucian carp soup and the 8 treasure porridge were so delicious. If you think about it carefully, this taste is simply beyond what an individual can create. She has eaten in many 5-star hotels, and even many of them may not be able to make that taste. After hesitating for a moment, Lin Muqing said firmly, I believe him. The other end. Under the guidance of the executive chef, Ji Yuqing came to the kitchen of Zhongkang International Hospital. After entering the kitchen, Ji Yuqing was shocked by the scene before him. This can hardly be called a hospital cafeteria. The standards here are even higher than those of many hotel kitchens outside. When Ji Yuqing walked into the kitchen, he could feel it clearly. The chefs around him looked at him with mocking and unhappy eyes. He didn't take it seriously. Arriving at the kitchen, he carefully checked the kitchen utensils and ingredients. Seeing Ji Yuqing looking around in the kitchen, the original chefs couldn't help but talk quietly. Chapter 15 Convinced. Could it be that this guy is the one that Dean Chu mentioned, the guy who makes postpartum meals? What a pretentious guy. He looks even younger than my brother, right? Is he also a chef? Har har, it looks quite good. We'll soon know whether it's a mule or a horse. Facing the discussions of the chefs around him, the executive chef snorted coldly and said in a deep voice, everyone is busy with their own things, don't discuss here. The executive chef, who looked very imposing, stunned the chefs with just one shout. Looking at Ji Yuqing's expression, the executive chef couldn't help but sneer. I thought to myself, boy, I will expose your hypocritical face in front of everyone soon. At this time, Ji Yuqing had a simple understanding of the kitchen. There is one executive chef, one head chef, one second chef and one third chef. There are 5 pastry chefs and 3 handymen. There are 6 stoves, equipped with all kinds of utensils for frying, cooking and stir-frying. Seeing this, Ji Yuqing was really a little surprised. Because the standards of the kitchen at Zhongkang International Hospital are really too high. After selecting some ingredients, Ji Yuqing prepared to make a peanut pork knuckle soup and a century egg and lean meat porridge. The peanuts must be medium-ripe small peanuts. Because medium-ripening small peanuts are easier to stew and cook until soft than late-ripening large peanuts. There are no requirements for pig's trotters. However, there are some particularities in the preparation of pig's trotters. Based on the knowledge in his mind, Ji Yuqing used a blowtorch to burn off the hair on the 8 pig trotters. Then it was boiled in water. Ji Yuqing made some of his own improvements to the peanut pork trotter soup. He plans to add a series of Chinese medicinal herbs such as astragalus and wolfberry to the soup. These Chinese medicines can calm the nerves and replenish qi for mothers recovering from childbirth. Combined with the rich collagen in pig's trotters, it is also very helpful for wound healing. Moreover, pig's trotter soup is also very helpful for milk production. After processing the pig's trotters, Ji Yuqing used a kitchen knife to remove the black tissue on them. These black structures are discolored due to the flame of the blowtorch. After processing, throw the 8 pig trotters into the pressure cooker and turn on a high fire. Immediately afterwards, Ji Yuqing began to prepare side dishes for the peanut pork trotter soup. Prepare a casserole, put wolfberry and astragalus in it, then put 2 pieces of brown sugar. Bring to a simmer over medium heat, cover with lid and simmer. After preparing the peanut pork knuckle soup, Ji Yuqing began to prepare the century egg and lean meat porridge. Century egg and lean meat porridge is a home-cooked dish that almost every household can make. But how to do it well is indeed not an easy task. Ji Yuqing took out half a pound of pork tenderloin and picked up a handy knife from the knife table nearby. Immediately afterwards, the people in the kitchen saw a scene that shocked them. The originally cold knife seemed to be given life in Ji Yuqing's hands. Da. In the quiet kitchen, the only sound was the sound of Ji Qing cutting pork tenderloin. His knife skills are dazzling, and even the executive chef with decades of experience in the kitchen is amazed. Are you kidding? This kid's knife skills are simply amazing. I didn't expect that he was a kid who was just pretending to be a pig and eating the tiger. He is really a genius. It's incredible. Look at his hands. They don't look like a chef's hands at all. But his knife skills. Stop talking. How dark is the king of hell's face? Aren't you afraid that he will punish us at night? Their king of hell, that these chefs are referring to, is naturally their executive chef. Because the executive chef is extremely strict with them and is usually very serious. That's why these chefs gave him this nickname. For a moment, the chefs around couldn't help but put down their work. They set their sights on Ji Qing. Originally, this group of people wanted to laugh at Ji Qing, but when they saw Ji Qing's knife skills, they knew that the executive chef had met a tough nut this time. After hearing the discussions around him, Ji Qing's mouth corners slightly raised and a smug smile appeared on his face. After processing the pork tenderloin, Ji Qing cut some chopped green onions. The knife skills are so imaginative that they are dazzling. First, put the tenderloin into the pot and blanch it to remove the blood foam, then put the tenderloin into a bowl and add a little starch. Adding some starch can make the pork tenderloin taste softer and more delicious in the porridge. Immediately afterwards, Ji Qing prepared another pot. After boiling the water, put in the raw rice and let it boil for 10 minutes. Then Ji Qing put the pork tenderloin into the porridge. After preparing the century egg and lean meat porridge, the pig's trotters have been stewed in the pressure cooker until almost done. Open the pressure cooker and the tender pork knuckle emits a fragrant aroma. Ji Qing put rock sugar into the wok at the side and fried it into a sugar color. Then take out 8 pig's trotters from the pressure cooker at a time and put them into the wok and stir fry. It took Ji Qing a lot of effort to stir fry the food in this big iron pot. Fortunately, he doesn't suffer from kidney deficiency, so it's not a problem for him. After the pig's trotters were fried with sugar color, Ji Qing put them into the stew pot. After pouring in peanuts, wolfberries, astragalus, and some seasonings, Ji Qing covered the pot. Time passes by little by little. The aroma from the pot filled the air, echoing throughout the huge kitchen. You can always hear someone taking a deep breath, wanting to smell more of that magical scent. After the 2 dishes were ready, there were still 20 minutes before dinner at 5 o'clock. Ji Qing was preparing to put the 2 dishes into the thermos bucket in the kitchen. The executive chef came over. "Hey little brother, I see you made it pretty well, but I don't know how it tastes. Can I try the food?" Upon hearing this, Ji Qing immediately made a gesture of invitation. The executive chef couldn't wait to fill the thermos with a bowl of Ji Qing's special peanut pork knuckle soup and a bowl of century egg and lean meat porridge. He scooped up the peanut pork knuckle soup with a spoon, put it to his lips and blew it slightly, and he could smell the fragrant aroma. The executive chef had an intoxicated expression on his face. Fragrant. Then, he couldn't wait to take a sip. The next moment, the executive chef's body tensed up, and he stood there in a daze, as if he had been electrocuted. His eyes were wide open, staring at the bowl of soup in his hand. Gurgle. The executive chef swallowed. Then he wolfed down the bowl of soup and the century egg and lean meat porridge. Before anyone could react, a shamefaced smile appeared on the executive chef's face. He clasped his hands together towards Ji Qing and said with a look of regret, "I really didn't know a great man. I didn't expect that Mr. Yi's cooking skills are so superb. Wang, am ashamed of myself. I lost, and I lost with all my heart. You can use my kitchen anytime you want." Boom. After this statement was made, all the chefs in the kitchen were dumbfounded. Chapter 16: The Law of True Fragrance. Oh my god. King of Hell, what's going on with you? Ji Qing couldn't help but be a little surprised by Master Wang's drastic reaction. "I just showed him my skills casually. You don't look like you've never seen the world, do you? Isn't it just a bowl of peanut pork knuckle soup and a bowl of century egg and lean meat porridge? This is just the most ordinary confinement meal." At this time, Ji Qing had not yet realized how incredible the super cooking skills the system gave him were. Even he himself didn't notice it. At that time, his knife skills when processing the tenderloin were so excellent that in the eyes of these chefs, it was simply amazing. Not to mention the dishes he made were so delicious. What completely convinced Master Wang was the bowl of delicious peanut pork knuckle soup. As the executive chef of Zhongkang International Hospital, peanut pork knuckle soup is a common postpartum meal here. The peanut pork knuckle soup he once made was worth at least 8,000, if not 10,000. However, ever since Master Wang ate Gu Qing's bowl of peanut pork knuckle soup, I just think that the peanut pork knuckle soups I made before were ridiculous. It's just like garbage. Gu Qing smiled, waved his hand and said, Master Wang, what are you doing? You don't have to be so polite. Master Wang looked at Gu Qing with a serious expression and said, Mr. Gu, your cooking skills are truly amazing. If there is a chance, I hope to be able to exchange ideas with you. For the next period of time, I will prepare confinement meals here every day. You are always welcome to come and communicate. Gu Qing shrugged and smiled. After hearing this, Master Wang raised his eyebrows and became even more excited. Really? That's awesome. After Gu Qing prepared the 12-minute confinement meal, there was still some left. He took a thermos bucket and packed a few portions, then left the rest in the kitchen to be distributed to the chefs. The chefs couldn't wait to take out their spoons to taste the peanut pork knuckle soup and century egg and lean meat porridge made by Gu Qing. Oh my god, it's so delicious. The tenderloin in this preserved egg and lean meat porridge melts in your mouth. The best dish is the peanut pork knuckle soup, which has a very rich taste and is not greasy at all. It seems that Master Gu's cooking skills are just as Master Wang said, impeccable. At this time, Gu Qing had already returned to the ward. Lin Muqing, who was lying on the hospital bed, saw Gu Qing coming back and asked with concern, How's it going? Are you done? Well, I'm done. Gu Qing smiled and moved his shoulders, then asked, Are you hungry? After saying that, Gu Qing placed the thermos in his hand on the coffee table. He greeted everyone and said, I brought back some freshly made postpartum meals especially for you. Would you like to try some? Yes, yes. Before Lin Muqing could speak, Assistant Xiaoyu couldn't wait to speak. Gu Qing smiled and said, You can serve it yourself. I won't care about you anymore. Then, he took out the lunchbox and gave Lin Muqing a box of peanut pork knuckle soup and a box of century egg and lean meat porridge. Looking at Gu Qing's doting smile, Assistant Xiaoyu curled her lips. She sat on the sofa and turned her head away, not even looking at Gu Qing and Lin Muqing. I don't want to see you two being so affectionate with each other anymore. Just as the two girls were busy eating, the door of the ward was pushed open. Everyone turned around and saw that it was Lin Muqing's agent, Lan Xianyun, who came back. Sister Yun is here. When Xiaoyu saw Lan Xianyun, she immediately greeted Lan Xianyun. Lan Xianyun smiled and nodded, Well, I'm back. But just as she finished speaking, Lan Xianyun smelled a strong fragrance floating in the house. Oh my god, what did you eat? You cooked for me behind my back, didn't you? Xiaoyu stuck out her tongue playfully. No way, this is the confinement meal that Mr. Gu prepared for Sister Muqing. Huh? Can that kid even cook? Lan Xianyun said with some confusion. What do you mean, why can't I learn to cook? Gu Qing turned his head and glanced at Lan Xianyun, speaking unhappily. Lan Xianyun snorted coldly. Before she could speak, Xiaoyu praised it highly. The postpartum meals prepared by Mr. Gu are simply delicious. Sister Yun, you don't know this. Today, even the director of Zhongkang International Hospital came here and begged Gu Qing to help cook for the mothers in their hospital. This. Lan Xianyun was stunned and didn't dare to believe Xiaoyu's words at all. Impossible, he still has this ability. You really have the talent, Sister Yun, come and try it, the postpartum meal made by Mr. Gu is simply delicious. Assistant Xiaoyu said excitedly. Hearing this, Lan Xianyun looked at Gu Qing and smacked her lips. Har har, I won't eat it. Who would have thought that after smelling this fragrant aroma? Lan Xianyun's stomach made a gurgling sound. Ever since I found out yesterday that I was eating zombie meat, Lan Xianyun no longer had any appetite to eat anything. She hasn't had a single meal since yesterday. Because when I see the dish, I think of the restaurant I often eat at that uses zombie meat to cook dishes. The thought of this made her feel nauseous and she had no appetite at all. Hey, Sister Yun, just try it. Looking at Lan Xianyun holding her stomach with an embarrassed look on her face, Xiaoyu smiled. I'm just like you, Sister Yun. From yesterday to today, I have no appetite at all. But ever since I ate the postpartum meal that Mr. Gu prepared for Sister Muqing, I no longer have that nausea feeling. Lan Xianyan gave her assistant Xiaoyu a cold look. What this girl said is simply too amazing, isn't it? But it does smell quite nice. Okay, let me try it and see what this guy's cooking is like. As she spoke, Lan Xianyan picked up a spoon, scooped a spoonful of soup and put it into her mouth. Gurgle. After taking a sip, I felt my taste buds explode. It is fresh, fragrant and delicious. Although it is pig's trotter soup, it does not have a greasy taste at all. It is indeed delicious. For a moment, Lan Xianyan couldn't help it and directly picked up the chopsticks to pick up a piece of tender pork knuckle meat. The pork knuckle melts in your mouth, just like eating marshmallows. Lan Xianyan was so conquered by the delicious food that she couldn't stop eating with her chopsticks. If you lose control, the pork trotter soup in the lunchbox will almost be finished. Seeing this, Xiaoyu, who was standing by, couldn't help but pout, looking aggrieved. There's nothing I can do since Sister Yun is my boss. How dare I say anything when my boss is stealing my job? QAQ. Ji Qing, who was standing by, couldn't stand it anymore and gave the remaining peanut pork knuckle soup and century egg and lean meat porridge to Xiaoyu. This calmed Xiaoyu down, otherwise, she would have burst into tears. Only then did Lan Xianyan come back to her senses. It seems that I ate up all the girls' food. Chapter 17 Enthusiastic Moms. Seeing Ji Qing's high emotional intelligence helping her solve the problem, her opinion of Ji Qing couldn't help but change. During the following period of time, he did not act in a sarcastic manner towards Ji Qing. At the same time, the confinement meals prepared by Ji Qing in the kitchen were also distributed to the 12 mothers. These 12 mothers all gave positive comments on the 2 dishes prepared by Ji Qing. There are even a few mothers who complain that they haven't eaten enough and want more. When the families of these 12 mothers smelled this magical fragrance, their saliva almost dripped to the ground. This confinement meal smells so delicious. But after all, it is prepared for the mother, no one would be embarrassed to eat it. It's too difficult. Finally, Baomar transferred the meal money to Ji Qing. At their enthusiastic request, Ji Qing decided to add some more for them. Eating more will also help your body recover. After hearing what Ji Qing said, the mothers were deeply moved. He even took the initiative to offer more money to Ji Qing. Ji Qing, there is such a good thing. Ji Qing did not refuse this matter. After Ji Qing finished chatting with these mothers, he took a look at his phone. The total charge for 12 postpartum meals was 1,800 yuan. This is just the cost of dinner tonight. Starting from tomorrow, I will have 3 meals a day and my daily income will be 5,400 yuan. However, vegetable prices will still go up tomorrow. For such delicious confinement meals, these mothers all expressed their desire for a price. Some even asked for 300 yuan for a meal. In order to take care of everyone, Ji Qing did not raise the price too much, only increased it by 50 yuan. The price of 200 yuan per confinement meal is quite fair. At night, Ji Qing still chose to sleep in the hospital. In this way, I can take care of the 3 babies and Lin Muqing. I am a little tired, but I am happy. The next morning, Ji Qing got up early. After helping Lin Muqing feed the 3 babies, Ji Qing parted ways with Lin Muqing. He planned to return to the company and quit his previous job. Because for Ji Qing now, there is absolutely no need for him to be a 996 office worker. After arriving at the boss's office and making up an excuse, the boss gave Ji Qing some hypocritical advice. Something like, "You just graduated, you can't be too ambitious, you need to learn to calm down." After Ji Qing said a few perfunctory words, he finally chose to leave. Although I feel very comfortable working in your company, I still want a bigger stage. After receiving this month's salary, Ji Qing said goodbye to a few colleagues he was close to, then left the company and returned home. I went home, changed my clothes, took a shower, and then rushed back to the hospital. After returning to the hospital, Ji Qing went straight to the kitchen. At this time in the kitchen, Chef Wang and the chefs were busy preparing breakfast. Seeing Ji Qing coming here, this group of people waved and greeted Ji Qing. After exchanging a few pleasantries with this group of people, Ji Qing prepared the first postpartum meal of the day. As for the executive chef, Master Wang, when he saw Ji Qing preparing to start cooking, he put aside his previous prejudice and came over with a wry smile to help Ji Qing. With this old hand helping him, Ji Qing spent a lot less time cooking today. Today's breakfast is crucian carp and egg soup, and matsutake and hazel mushroom porridge. Because the price of each confinement meal has increased by 50 yuan. So Ji Qing added another dish for these mothers, stir-fried lettuce. Lettuce is rich in dietary fiber and vitamins. It is also very helpful for postpartum wound recovery. Ji Qing prepared a lot for today's breakfast. Because he also prepared some for the hospital's top executives. Ji Qing wanted to use his own strength to shut them up and tell them that he was indeed capable and that it was not that Dean Chu was confused. For one morning of confinement meals, Ji Qing directly pocketed 2,400 yuan. At the same time, the confinement meals made by Ji Qing quickly spread among the hospital wards. Many mothers came to Ji Qing, wanting to eat the mouth-watering food. In this way, Ji Qing's original 12 clients increased to 20 in just one morning. At the same time, many mothers admire Ji Qing's professional knowledge. They all asked for Ji Qing's contact information. Whenever she has time, she will call Ji Qing to ask about postpartum recovery. Ji Qing returned to the ward and received a constant stream of phone calls. Lin Muqing, who was lying on the hospital bed, felt an indescribable feeling in her heart when she saw that Ji Qing was so popular. In a trance, Lin Muqing felt a little regretful. Ji Qing was clearly preparing postpartum meals for herself, so how did it turn out that she was preparing postpartum meals for so many people at the same time? And the phone keeps ringing, so I don't have time to talk to anyone. In other words, Lin Muqing is an intellectual and considerate woman. If it were any other woman, she would probably have a big fight with Ji Qing over this matter. Ji Qing was not only busy with the confinement meals, he went to the hospital to get the birth certificates of his 3 babies. However, when I heard from the nurse that I would need a marriage certificate to register my child, he couldn't help but stand there. 1 month later, several authoritative doctors from Zhongkang International Hospital conducted a discharge examination on Lin Muqing. The final conclusion was that she could be discharged from the hospital. Ji Qing was helping Lin Muqing pack her luggage in the ward. But soon, the ward was packed with people. It turned out that when they knew Ji Qing was about to leave, those mothers came here one after another to visit him. They held many gifts in their hands, some holding fruits, some holding dried fruits. Mr. Ji, this is a little gift from us. Thank you for your hard work in preparing confinement meals for us during this period. Yes, Mr. Ji, please don't refuse and just accept our kindness. Mr. Gu's wife has recovered well and looks so good. Don't you think about it? With a husband who is such a good cook like Mr. Ji, how can he not recover well? This group of people stood in the ward, chattering to Ji Qing. And Ji Qing was also trying his best to answer everyone. At this moment, a mother suddenly raised a question that everyone was concerned about. Mr. Ji, after your wife is discharged from the hospital, will you still help us prepare confinement meals? This sentence can be said to have caused 1,000 ripples. Many people followed suit. Yes, Mr. Ji, after you leave, won't our confinement meals be left unsettled? Mr. Ji, although I will be discharged from the hospital in 3 or 4 days, the confinement meals you made are so delicious, I really don't want to miss it. Mr. Ji, where are you and your wife going? How about staying in the hospital for a while? We will take care of the expenses during this period, as long as you can continue to provide us with confinement meals. Chapter 18 was secretly photographed. Faced with such enthusiastic mothers, Ji Qing's eyes couldn't help but twitch slightly. During this month, Ji Qing prepared postpartum meals for these mothers, and there were no repeated meals for 3 meals a day. Moreover, the taste of each dish is impeccable and nutritious. This also completely conquered the taste buds of this group of people. After looking at everyone, Ji Qing sighed helplessly. Everyone, please be patient. Dean Chu has already talked to me some time ago. He plans to contract the kitchen restaurant of Zhongkang International Hospital to me. From now on, I will not only provide you with confinement meals, but also normal meals. So you don't have to worry about this matter. I will be responsible for you. After hearing the good news, these mothers and their families were all delighted. After all, being able to eat the confinement meals prepared by Ji Qing has become an indispensable part of their hospitalization. However, many people in the crowd still sighed. What a pity. Some of us will be discharged from the hospital soon. After that, we will no longer be able to eat the confinement meals prepared by Mr. Ji. Yeah, I feel uneasy when I can't eat the confinement meals prepared by Mr. Gu. Hearing this, Gu Qing looked at a loss whether to laugh or cry. This group of people is really cute. Suddenly, an idea came to him. Gu Qing cleared his throat and continued, moms who are about to be discharged from the hospital don't have to worry. I will put the postpartum meals and normal meals prepared by the kitchen on the Baoli.me platform. Once it's ready, we'll have the writer deliver it directly to your home. Wouldn't that solve the problem? As soon as these words came out, the mothers cheered. I didn't expect it to be this way. Mr. Gu is really smart. Great. This way, I can eat Mr. Gu's cooking at home in the future. That's great, Mr. Gu really cares about others. After discussing this matter, these mothers reluctantly sent Gu Qing and Lin Muqing to the main entrance of the hospital. Gu Qing drove Lin Muqing's own business car and first put Lin Muqing and her 3 babies in the car safely. Then he accepted the discharge gifts given by these mothers. There are sea cucumbers, abalone, ginseng, birds' nests and countless other high-end supplements. In the end, the business car was unable to accommodate all the items, so these mothers gave up. With everyone's warm farewell, Gu Qing drove the business car and happily left the hospital with Lin Muqing, 3 babies, and assistant Xiaoyu. Watching Gu Qing leave, the group of people standing there continued to talk. Oh, I really envy that girl. She is so lucky to have a husband who is such a good cook. That's right, I've eaten at many high-end restaurants, but the food in those high-end restaurants is not as delicious as Gu Qing's. Yes, I don't know where this Gu Qing comes from, but his cooking skills are truly amazing. Hey, does anyone know who Gu Qing's wife is? When she came out just now, why was she wearing a baseball cap, sunglasses, and a mask? Now that you mention it, I remember that Gu Qing's wife was indeed fully armed just now, as if she couldn't face anyone. It's not some celebrity who did this, is it? What? A star? No way. You can tell from her temperament that she is not an ordinary person. Who knows, she might be a big star. The group of people returned to the hospital chattering. Little did we know that it was right opposite the hospital. A man holding a Canon camera had already taken a picture of the scene just now. The somewhat sloppy-looking man looked at the film in his hand, his whole body trembling with excitement. An hour later, a headline directly published a breaking news. The title of the news is Shocked. The suspected actress Lin Muqing walked out of the obstetrics and gynecology hospital, and the photos of the scene were exposed. Inside was a photo of Lin Muqing walking out of the hospital just now. In the photo, a woman wearing a baseball cap, sunglasses and a mask walked into a business car escorted by a group of people. The few people following her were each holding a child. At the same time, there was a handsome young man who helped the woman into the car. From the young man's expression, it can be observed that this person is particularly concerned about the fully armed woman. Once the news was released, it took less than half an hour. It directly dominated the entire network's hot searches. When netizens who were surfing the internet learned the news, they were instantly shocked. You must be joking. How could it be Lin Muqing? That's right. Lin Muqing didn't even get married, how could she have a baby right away? That's right. Besides, Goddess Mu Qing is only 24 years old this year. It's impossible for her to get married. Unscrupulous media, eh? This article published on a certain headline immediately attracted countless traffic. You know, this is the national goddess and top actress Lin Muqing. She debuted as a child star. There has not been any negative news about him in the 8 years since he entered the entertainment industry. This alone is enough to crush those stars who are constantly involved in scandals. She is the goddess Lin who is praised by everyone. With his solid acting skills, he wins awards every year. The stars who have worked with her have only one word to describe their impression of her. Good. When Lin Muqing's fans saw this article, they became angry and embarrassed. What an unscrupulous media, they just open their mouths and say whatever they want. How can they slander our Mu Qing like this? That's right, just post a photo and start spreading these rumors. Do they really think we netizens are fools? For the sake of traffic, this rubbish headline is shameless. Fans who saw this article were all angry. So much so that Lin Muqing's fans bombarded a certain headline and it was also pushed to the top of the hot searches. The heat of this incident is even more terrifying. You must be joking. Lin Muqing is my goddess of youth. Did she give birth to a child? I see 3 babies in the photo. Could she have given birth to 3? Wow, how could my goddess Mu Qing give birth to a child? My faith has collapsed. QUQ. Did you see the man in the photo? If it's real, then he must be Lin Muqing's husband. How could Kashio be so arrogant? He actually got the national goddess. Who is he? Who is she? She must be the second generation of a certain family, otherwise how could she be worthy of our national goddess? The people above should stop it. It takes only one mouth to spread rumors, but it takes a lot of effort to refute them. Please stop causing trouble for Sister Mu Qing. That's right, I uninstalled this headline. It sends some eye-catching news every day, and it has no bottom line at all. Chapter 19 Storm. Originally, many people felt that. This time, a certain headline wanted to attract traffic, but failed. After all, based on just one photo, how can you say that she is the national goddess Lin Muqing? If this isn't unscrupulous media attracting vagrants, what is? But soon, things took a turn. Because this matter is so popular. Many truth seekers have begun to study this photo seriously. Don't say, you won't know until you study it, and once you do, you'll be really shocked. They found a lot of evidence, all pointing in one direction. That is, the woman in the photo is indeed Lin Muqing. Some enthusiastic netizens directly posted photos of Lin Muqing attending the Academy Awards that year. The earrings Lin Muqing was wearing in the photo were the same as the earrings the woman in the photo at the hospital entrance was wearing. At the same time, some netizens dug out the clothing brand that Lin Muqing endorsed at that time. The woman who appeared at the hospital entrance was wearing the clothes that Lin Muqing endorsed back then. As netizens conducted in-depth investigations, these evidences also surfaced. More and more people feel that this may be true. Lin Muqing's fans were in a state of helplessness and shock at this moment. Because they are unwilling to accept this fact. Their sister Mu Qing, the national goddess, has actually become a mother. Even though they are unwilling to accept it, the facts are there. They can only choose to believe. In the end, Lin Muqing's fans spontaneously organized themselves and rushed to Lin Muqing's Weibo to comment. He even called Lin Muqing's company's mobile phone number to ask whether this matter was true or not. Local fans from Donghai even came directly to the downstairs of Lin Muqing's agency, ready to confront them. At this time, Jiyu Qing had already arrived at Lin Muqing's house. Located in the most luxurious Sea View community in Donghai City. This place is known to have the highest housing prices in Donghai, with an average price per square meter exceeding 100,000. Jiyu Qing and everyone else took the elevator from the garage directly to the 26th floor. After Lin Muqing opened the fingerprint door, what came into view was a large flat decorated in European style. Lin Muqing took Jiyu Qing on a quick tour to familiarize themselves with the environment. According to Jiyu Qing's judgment, the area of this flat is at least around 800 square meters. An 800 square meter sea view room, with luxurious European-style decoration throughout the house. I'm afraid the final price of this house will be at least over 10 million. Jiyu Qing couldn't help but feel shocked by the luxurious atmosphere around him. However, he quickly adjusted his mood. After all, I have the strongest nanny system. It is so easy to make money just by relying on this system. Compare with Jiyu Qing's calmness. The expression of the private nurse just hired from the hospital was one of astonishment. They are private nurses specially trained by the hospital to serve the rich. Luxury houses are not uncommon, but this is the first time I have seen such a luxurious house. While introducing the house, Lin Muqing kept looking at Jiyu Qing. She was worried that Jiyu Qing would feel distant from her because of this incident. After all, Jiyu Qing was also a young man from an ordinary family before this. What's more, he had just graduated from college less than a year ago and had no idea about money. So Lin Muqing was still a little worried that this incident would cause a blow to Jiyu Qing. But the reality was not as she worried. When she found that Jiyu Qing's face was very calm, the stone in her heart finally fell to the ground. But, is this kind of reaction like that of an ordinary person seeing a mansion for the first time? For some unknown reason, Lin Muqing actually thought of what Jiyu Qing had said to her in the hospital. I will double your compensation for your losses in the future. If Lan Xianyun knew about this, she would definitely say that this was a pie in the sky painted by Jiyu Qing and that it was a common tactic used by scumbag men. However, Lin Muqing believed in Jiyu Qing's words from the bottom of her heart. She felt that Jiyu Qing would definitely do what he said. Just as everyone returned to their house, Lin Muqing's cell phone rang. When I picked it up, it turned out to be Lan Xianyun calling. Sister Yun, what's wrong? Lin Muqing asked with a smile. She felt that Lan Xianyun's call. It's nothing more than caring about yourself and asking yourself whether you have reached home. Soon, Lan Xianyun's somewhat anxious voice was heard on the phone. Mu Qing, someone secretly photographed you when you left the hospital. And Ji Yuqing's identity has also been revealed. Lin Muqing exclaimed, somewhat incredulous. When she was discharged from the hospital, she was fully armed. Wearing a baseball cap, sunglasses, and a mask, how can people recognize him? Just as Lin Muqing was shocked, Ji Yuqing's cell phone rang. Because Ji Yuqing was busy moving the gifts sent by the mothers from outside the door. He naturally didn't know that something huge had happened in just 1 hour. Taking out his cell phone, Ji Yuqing answered the call. Hello? Ji Yuqing. Jin Ming's voice came from the phone. The voice was very low, obviously being typed at an office desk. Hearing this, Ji Yuqing smiled and said, Jin Ming, you haven't gotten off work yet, have you? Are you missing your dad already? Aren't you afraid that your manager will deduct your salary? Fuck you. Jin Ming said unhappily. Before Ji Yuqing could speak, he spoke hurriedly. Ji Yuqing, why are you so careless? This is a matter of urgency. What? What's the emergency? What happened? After hearing that Jin Ming's tone was wrong, Ji Yuqing couldn't help but feel confused. Jin Ming sighed, don't you know about this yet? Oh, forget it. Let me ask you, are those 3 children of yours born to you and Lin Muqing? When Ji Yuqing heard this, he paused. How did this fat guy Jin Ming know about this? Is this guy following me? You son of a bitch, you're following me. Jin Ming couldn't help but spit poo when he heard Ji Yuqing's questioning tone. Don't take my kindness for granted, kid. Why am I following you for no reason? What the hell is going on? What happened? Ji Yuqing suddenly had a bad feeling in his heart. Jin Ming sighed and said, answer me this question first. Are your 3 children really like Lin Muqing? Alas, now that things have come to this, I have no choice but to reveal my true colors. Brother, don't be jealous of me. This is the child of Lin Muqing. Ji Yuqing said jokingly. Hearing this, Jin Ming couldn't help but smile bitterly, it is indeed the case. When you were discharged from the hospital today, you were secretly photographed by the paparazzi, who then posted the photos online. There are some photos with your face on them. Lin Muqing's fans have already figured out your identity. Chapter 20 Method. I don't know which bastard actually posted your detailed information online. Even your cell phone number has been exposed, so I remind you to quickly turn on call forwarding. Otherwise, I'm afraid I'll be bombed to death. Ji Yuqing frowned when he heard this. He slowly said to Jin Ming, oh, I see, I'll tell you when I have time. After saying that, without waiting for Jin Ming to speak, Ji Yuqing hung up the phone first. Then he moved the gifts to the living room and came to Lin Muqing's boudoir. At this time, Lin Muqing was sitting in the chair in front of the desk with a restless mind. When she saw Ji Yuqing come in, they looked into each other's eyes. Ji Yuqing spoke first, Mu Qing, it seems like someone has secretly photographed you. Lin Muqing showed a bitter smile on her face. She said helplessly to Ji Yuqing, Sister Yun just told me about this. Because your face was in the photo, you were exposed by those fanatical fans. Having said this, Lin Muqing felt a lump in her nose and looked at Ji Yuqing pitifully. I'm so sorry for involving you. Silly girl, what are you talking about? Ji Yuqing stepped forward and patted Lin Muqing's shoulder comfortingly, saying lovingly. You are the mother of 3 babies, and I am the father of 3 babies. There's no need to be so formal. Having said that, Ji Yuqing continued to comfort her. Hey, this matter is also my fault. If I were rich enough, I would take you to a more secret private hospital. It wouldn't have happened today, and you wouldn't have had to live in fear every day for the past 10 months. It's all my fault. If only I had the money. After Ji Yuqing finished speaking, he patted his chest with a guilty expression. Looking at Ji Yuqing's funny look, Lin Muqing couldn't help but burst out laughing. What a smooth talker. Lin Muqing glanced at Ji Yuqing angrily. Ji Yuqing smiled and replied, Mu Qing, thank you for giving birth to the child. You've suffered a lot in the past 10 months. Don't worry, I will never let you suffer again in the future. I will spoil you like a little princess eating candy. Faced with Ji Yuqing's touching words of love, Lin Muqing blushed and nodded slightly. At this time, Lan Xianyun called again. After Lin Muqing answered the call, she turned on the speakerphone. Lan Xianyun said on the other end of the phone, Mu Qing, the current situation is very troublesome. The company asked us to issue a statement to deny the incident and suppress it as soon as possible. Suppress it? Lin Muqing heard this and said in confusion, if we do this, wouldn't we be lying to everyone? What else can we do? Lan Xianyun sighed. My silly sister, are you going to announce in front of your fans that you've given birth to triplets before you even get married? At this time, Ji Yuqing suddenly interrupted and said, Sister Yun, let's not talk about this first. Don't you think this matter is a bit strange? In Mu Qing's hospital, you should have signed a confidentiality agreement with them before. Besides, Mu Qing has been staying in the hospital these days, why did she attract paparazzi? Lan Xianyun heard this and said with gritted teeth, this is just our bad luck. After some complaints, Lan Xianyun finally explained the reason for the incident. A month ago, a headline entertainment reporter secretly photographed a well-known figure in Donghai City indulging himself with a girl in a nightclub. The entertainment reporter followed the girl in the photo and found Donghai Zhongkang Hospital. That's right, among those girls who indulged themselves with that famous figure, one was a nurse from Zhongkang Hospital. Originally, the entertainment reporter planned to come to the hospital to ask the nurse. But who would have thought that he would hit the jackpot by accident and happen to secretly take a photo of Lin Muqing being discharged from the hospital? Paparazzi have a particularly keen sense of professionalism. When I saw the woman who was wrapped very tightly, I subconsciously wanted to take a few photos. After the photos were developed, the entertainment reporter suddenly felt that this person was somewhat similar to the popular actress Lin Muqing. So I went straight to the editor-in-chief of a headline and applied to publish the article. Although this photo does not capture Lin Muqing's appearance. But no matter whether this matter is true or false, their headlines can still gain a lot of traffic. For them, this is a business that will not lose money. So, I directly agreed to let the dog publish the article in the Reporter. After that, these things happened. After listening to Lan Xianyun's words, Ji Yuqing and Lin Muqing both looked miserable. Unexpectedly, someone just passed by and happened to run into her. I lived in fear for almost a year, but I didn't expect that my house would be robbed at the last minute. It's really a matter of time and fate. Ji Yuqing came back to his senses and spoke at this time. Sister Yun, does Mu Qing's company insist on this attitude? Of course. Lan Xianyun said. The company has already sent people to handle this matter, and the online hype will soon be covered up. And someone has already gone to the hospital to confirm this matter with Director Chu, to ensure that no one in the hospital leaks the news. But we still need Lin Muqing to deny this matter in person. Only in this way can the matter be settled. Ji Yuqing frowned, and after a moment's silence, he asked, Sister Yun, are you sure you want to do what the company says? Lan Xianyun on the other end of the phone was stunned and asked in confusion. What do you mean? Ji Yuqing said directly. What should I do when my child goes to school? Do I have to keep it a secret forever? Is it fair to the child to be a bastard? Let's not talk about whether it's fair or not, let's just talk about the household registration in a few days. To register the child, he or she must be in the same household registration book as the child's mother. This is no joke. No matter how much capital you have, you need to follow the process. If that's the case, aren't you afraid that Lin Muqing's statement will be discovered? What will happen to an artist who lies to his fans? I'm afraid he should quit the entertainment industry completely. Do you really want to ruin Lin Muqing's future? Or is your company focusing on immediate benefits without considering the future? Ji Yuqing's words left Lan Xianyun speechless for a moment. Because everything he said made sense. It even made Lan Xianyun not know what to say at this moment. Well, but, isn't there a better way now? If there is a better way, we won't let Lin Muqing take such a risk. Ji Yuqing raised the corners of his mouth slightly and said, Sister Yun, I have a good idea. But I need your cooperation and your company to complete it. Chapter 21 My Parents Call. After spending the past few days with Ji Yuqing, Lan Xianyun also realized that this kid had a lot of clever ideas. Maybe he really has some solution. Thinking of this, Lan Xianyun immediately asked, Tell me quickly, what ideas do you have? A confident and elegant smile appeared on Ji Yuqing's face. After all, I have lived 2 lives and I am a person who defies the heavens and possesses a system, okay? Can you be defeated by such a small difficulty? Joke. A few hours later, several hot searches about Lin Muqing appeared on the entire internet. Is the woman in the photo Lin Muqing? The development journey of national goddess Lin Muqing in the entertainment industry. Who is the man in the photo with Lin Muqing? These hot searches almost dominated the entire internet's search software. Hundreds of millions of netizens have participated. Amid the discussions of countless people, revelations about Ji Yuqing also came out. I think I know the man in the photo. He used to study at Qing University and was in the same grade as me. So I seem to have some impression of him. His name seems to be Ji Yuqing. Yes, it's Ji Yuqing. Now that you mention it, I remember that I'm also a student at Qing University. I know him. On the internet, some people who had interactions with Ji Yuqing directly exposed his identity. Photos of Ji Yuqing participating in university club activities from the very beginning. In the end, his cell phone number and even where he lived were leaked. After those shocked netizens and Lin Muqing's die-hard fans saw this, they assisted the Avilders by spreading information about Ji Yuqing on the internet and tried to call Ji Yuqing's mobile phone number. However, at this moment, Ji Yuqing had already set his phone to contacts only. Someone discovered that Ji Yuqing's phone was unreachable, and with ulterior motives, they also exposed Ji Yuqing's family and people related to him. This also makes those crazy netizens even more outrageous. Some people who had little connection with Ji Yuqing were implicated. They received all kinds of malicious phone calls, insulting and cursing them. Seeing Ji Yuqing getting in the spotlight online, the corner of his mouth twitched. He took out his cell phone and called his father. Dad, please tell mom to turn your phone to contacts only mode and keep calm. After hearing this, Ji Yuqing's father smiled disapprovingly. Don't worry, your mom and I are both in a very good mood. You know, your mom is a very calm person. This is nothing. Ji Yuqing couldn't help but smile bitterly when he heard this. Even though he traveled to this blue planet which had changed a lot from the previous world. But my parents haven't changed much. In the previous world, Ji Yuqing's mother was known for being careless and thick-skinned. Once, Ji Yuqing's mother went to the bank to withdraw money to buy a house. As a result, he left his money in the taxi, a total of 800,000 yuan in cash. This amount of money was a huge sum of money at a time when the average wage per person was only 1 or 2,000 yuan. After discovering that the money was lost, Gu's mother was not at all panicked. However, the real estate salesperson who was traveling with her turned pale with fright. Under the urging of the real estate salesperson, she calmly went to the police station and reported the case. But Mother Ji Yu didn't care about it. Standing in front of the police station, Gu's mother said a classic quote. Everything is destined. What is mine will not be lost. The result really came true what Gu's mother said. After the taxi driver discovered that Gu's mother had left the money in the car, he did have some bad thoughts. However, when he saw the huge amount of cash, $800,000, in the bag, he immediately became scared. If he were caught taking it, he would spend the rest of his life in jail. So, following the clues from the conversation with Gu's mother just now, the taxi driver delivered the money to the sales office. Thinking of this, Ji Yuqing shook his head helplessly. He could even think of Gu's mother at this moment. I guess they are gossiping about this matter while eating melon seeds. Ji Yuqing, what is going on? At this moment, Gu's mother's voice suddenly came from the phone. Why do I think that photo is of you? You are really capable, you actually managed to hook up with the national goddess Lin Muqing. Also, what's going on with the child? At the end, Mother Ji Yu was obviously a little surprised. Father Ji Yu standing by was also waiting for Ji Yuqing's reply. At present, this matter has almost been exposed. Ji Yuqing didn't intend to hide it from his family, so he spoke frankly. Yes, the child is mine and Lin Muqing's. Father Ji Yu exclaimed. Give birth to three. Yes, triplets, 2 sons and 1 daughter. 2 sons. That's great. When Mother Ji Yu heard this, she immediately laughed. When Mr. Ji Yu learned that he had 2 grandsons, he couldn't help but sigh. Alas, 2 grandsons, Ji Yuqing, you are under a lot of pressure. It would be nice if you could give me a few more daughters. Ji Qing curled his lips. Don't you two like grandchildren? Ji Qing subconsciously looked at the three big babies sleeping in Lin Muqing's boudoir. I didn't expect that the days when boys were favored over girls are gone forever. In fact, this is indeed the case. A daughter is her father's little cotton-padded jacket and the China merchant's bank of the family. No wonder he likes girls. At this time, Mother Ji spoke again. Xiao Qing, are you and Mu Qing okay? We've seen what was said online. It's so vicious. Of course it will be fine. Don't worry, I will handle this matter properly. Ji Qingshan said this with an oath. Unexpectedly, Mother Ji curled her lips. TSK, what can you solve? Mu Qing is a big star, and you are just a college graduate. If anything goes wrong with this, her future career in the entertainment industry will be ruined. Although I don't know how you managed to seduce the national goddess, you can't be irresponsible to her, right? Ji Qing rolled his eyes and said helplessly, Mom, am I that kind of irresponsible person? Yes. Ji Qing. At this time, Gu's mother said again. Okay, let's not talk about this for now. Where are you now? Your father and I are going to visit you and see the babies you gave birth to. This. Ji Qing hesitated for a moment. Then, he looked at Lin Muqing beside him and said, My mom said she wanted to come with my dad to see us. What? Lin Muqing's pretty face turned red when she heard this, and she lowered her head shyly for a moment. She bit her lip and said softly, Well, since uncle and aunt are coming, let them come. I will ask Xiaoyu to make some preparations and receive them. Don't make any special preparations. Gu's mother on the phone heard what Lin Muqing said and hurriedly said. Chapter 22 Official Website Statement. The old man and I are in good health, so you don't have to worry about this matter. Ji Qing, please send us a location and we can come there by ourselves when the time comes. Ji Qing didn't insist and just nodded. Well, if that's the case, you guys can come here by yourselves. Ji Qing exchanged a few more pleasantries with his parents and finally hung up the phone. After talking to his family, Ji Qing made several calls to Jin Ming and some of his childhood friends. The group of people heaved a sigh of relief when they learned that Ji Qing was in good condition. After calling his friends, Ji Qing let out a long sigh. He stretched and said to Lin Muqing beside him. Okay, it's time for you to publish that article. Good. Lin Muqing nodded obediently. Subsequently, the statement of more than 2,000 words written by Ji Qing was published on the company's official website. As a giant entertainment media company with many artists under its umbrella, their official website can be said to be a must-see website for many fans. In addition to the top star Lin Muqing, there are many other celebrities who will release statements on this website. For example, concerts, movie launches, press conferences, notices, etc. Therefore, the official website of Giant Elephant Entertainment Media Company is also quite authoritative in the entertainment industry. On this official website, Lin Muqing, as a top star, has hundreds of millions of views. Even if she just posts a daily post, it will be liked and commented on by countless people. It can be said that Lin Muqing is a representative of public figures. With such popularity, even if Lin Muqing is no longer in the entertainment industry and enters the short video and live streaming industries, the money she makes every year is probably an astronomical figure. If you promote products and do some advertising, you can make money like water. However, since Lin Muqing became famous, she has not accepted any product promotion, and the advertisements she accepted were all for major international brands. In Lan Xianyan's words, positioning is very important. If you sell all kinds of goods and accept all kinds of advertisements, just to make money, I'm afraid that no matter what level of actor, the reputation will collapse. Panzi and Garzi, two people who were very popular on the Kuaishou platform some time ago, are a typical example. Although he had already achieved success and made enough money, he was criticized by many people for promoting fake liquor online. Many people praised Lin Muqing's attitude. In the eyes of Lin Muqing's fans, Lin Muqing is a perfect woman. Not to mention that she looks like a fairy, her almost perfect personality is enough to drive her fans crazy. Those fans all take Lin Muqing as an example and learn from her. However, when the news that Lin Muqing walked out of the obstetrics and gynecology hospital was exposed, it was confirmed that there was a 90% chance that this matter was true. Those fans were all disheartened, and posted on the official website of Giant Entertainment Media Company. Many people left messages and questions on the message board of Lin Muqing's account. There are even some extreme people who demand that Lin Muqing must make a statement, otherwise they will turn from fans to haters. That's right. This happened in less than 3 hours. Lin Muqing has already lost hundreds of thousands of fans, and they have even cancelled their accounts on the official website of Giant Entertainment Media. Giant Elephant Entertainment Media Company is completely innocent in this matter. It was only after the incident came to light that they found out about their company's leading lady. She actually gave birth to triplets. This is simply a deadly scam. At first, people in the company thought that this was a piece of news made up by some unscrupulous media just to attract attention. However, when they saw the exposed photos, they were completely speechless. It's normal for others not to know, but as someone who works in the same company as Lin Muqing, how could he not recognize the woman in the photo wearing a baseball cap, sunglasses and mask? The most important thing is that Assistant Xiaoyu appeared in the photo without any obstruction. Doesn't this explain everything? After the people from Giant Elephant Entertainment Media reacted, they immediately began to formulate a series of contingency plans. The project director of Zhuxiang Entertainment Media went directly to Lan Xianyun. Lan Xianyun, what on earth are you doing? What's going on with Lin Muqing? Faced with the project manager's questioning, Lan Xianyun did not give in at all. She looked helpless and said that this matter had nothing to do with her. It was Lin Muqing who insisted on giving birth to the child, and she also helped Lin Muqing deal with the media and paparazzi. I've been worried about this matter, okay? After hearing what Lan Xianyun said, the project manager rubbed his temples dejectedly. He knew very well that now that the child was born, nothing could change it. Subsequently, an emergency meeting was held within the company. The topic discussed in this emergency meeting was the public relations plan for the Lin Muqing incident. After 40 minutes of heated discussion, everyone finally reached a consensus. The idea is to let Lin Muqing issue a statement to confirm that the news is false. After all, Zhongkang International Hospital has signed a confidentiality agreement with them. At the same time, there were only a few people who saw Lin Muqing. As long as Lin Muqing comes out to deny this matter. If you make up some unfounded excuses, you will definitely be able to get away with this matter. After all, I don't admit it, so no matter what others say, it will not affect Lin Muqing and the company. However, when Lan Xianyun told this group of people that Lin Muqing did not agree to do so, the senior executives of Giant Elephant Entertainment Media Company were so angry that their faces turned green, but there was nothing they could do. At this time, Lan Xianyun relayed to them that Lin Muqing had found a solution. But the cooperation of the company is needed. Hearing this, the top executives of Giant Elephant Entertainment Media Company became excited again. If it can solve this problem, no matter what method it is worth trying. When the project manager asked Lan Xianyun in detail, Lan Xianyun was also hesitant. Because she didn't know what the solution was. Although it was Ji Qing who proposed this matter, this stinky man did not tell her what to do specifically. Just when the top executives of Giant Elephant Entertainment Media were feeling uneasy in the conference room, suddenly, a PR employee exclaimed, "Minister Zhang, something bad has happened. Lin Muqing just published a statement on our company's official website. Because it was so popular, our official website server is about to crash. What's going on?" When the people in the house heard this, they suddenly had a bad feeling. What statement did Lin Muqing make? Minister Zhang frowned and spoke seriously. Then he took out his mobile phone and logged into their company's official website. Chapter 23 admitted. When he saw the statement released by Lin Muqing, he stood there in a daze as if struck by lightning. Perhaps they noticed something unusual about Minister Zhang, so the people in the public relations department couldn't help but ask with concern. "Minister Zhang, what's going on?" Many people came over. Minister Zhang weakly placed his phone on the conference table, pointed at it, and said weakly, "Is this the solution that Lan Xianyun mentioned, that Lin Muqing came up with? What's wrong?" She actually revealed it on her official website, saying that she had a child, and that she had it out of wedlock. Boom! These words exploded in the conference room like a cannonball. Everyone took out their phones in disbelief, ready to take a look. When Lan Xianyun saw the statement Lin Muqing published on the official website, her mind went blank. Then she reacted. What the hell is this stinky man doing? Doesn't he know that doing this will directly ruin Lin Muqing's acting career? This Ji Qing must be jealous of Lin Muqing. He thinks that Lin Muqing is the national goddess and that he is not worthy of her because of his humble status. That's why he plotted against Lin Muqing and caused her to fall to the bottom. After all, once Lin Muqing made a statement admitting that she already had a child, and that she gave birth to the child out of wedlock. So since her debut, Lin Muqing's almost perfect personality has been completely ruined. With hundreds of millions of fans, I'm afraid most of them will become haters. Not to mention that Lin Muqing wants to continue developing in the entertainment industry. If this matter were to be made public, Lin Muqing would probably be completely banned from the entertainment industry. At this moment, the official website of Zhuxiang Entertainment Media has become stuck. Because there are so many people visiting. At this moment, countless fans have seen the statement released by Lin Muqing on the official website. In this statement, they did not wait for Lin Muqing to come out and deny the rumors. Instead, he waited for Lin Muqing's confirmation on the headline account. Because at the beginning of the statement, Lin Muqing admitted that this matter was indeed true. She gave birth to 3 children, 2 boys and 1 girl, out of wedlock. Fans who learned the news went completely crazy. They were in no mood to continue reading the statement and immediately turned on the keyboard mode. Am I dreaming? I actually gave birth to 3 children. Giving birth to 3 children before getting married? That's too immoral, disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. I've supported her for so many years, but I didn't expect she would treat me like a fool. He's just an actor, how can his character be good? When I saw Lin Muqing's perfect personality before, I was suspicious, and now his character has finally been exposed. The perfect goddess no longer exists. My youth is over. Goodbye, Lin Muqing. Lin Muqing's statement angered countless fans from the very beginning. Those fanatical fans who were unable to get the love they wanted turned into black fans and left crazy messages on the official website to slander Lin Muqing. However, there are still some rational fans who have not lost their minds. In response to the comments from the black fans, those rational fans also stood up to speak for Lin Muqing. Hey, you guys are going too far. How can you say that about Sister Muqing? That's right. Can't you think about it from another perspective? Doesn't Sister Muqing even have the right to fall in love? That's right. I said you little haters are really good at leading the trend. Hasn't our Sister Muqing done well in everything since her debut? That's right. We can't add insult to injury. True fans must protect Sister Muqing and help her through this difficult time. Although there are still many fans speaking up for Lin Muqing, they are facing a group of irrational black fans. Their well-intentioned messages were quickly washed away. Even some people who were jealous of Lin Muqing seized the opportunity and hired some internet trolls to stir up trouble here. I had predicted that this situation would happen, because since Lin Muqing debuted, she has created a perfect persona for herself. There is no such thing as a perfect person in this world. That's right, what's this fairy sister? It's really disgusting. Can you fans grow some brains? Stop being brainless fans of everyone. Stop whitewashing Lin Muqing. How much do you get for whitewashing? Looking at this Lin Muqing's pretentiousness makes me sick. If you ask me, among all the celebrities in the entertainment industry, any one of them is more real than her. Hey, why don't you focus on the crux of the matter? The most important thing is that she gave birth to a child out of wedlock. No matter where you put it, even an ordinary person would find it unacceptable, right? Yes, not to mention that Lin Muqing is a public figure. Hasn't she ever considered the impact this incident will have on her fans? This is simply too bad. This kind of immoral artist does not deserve to continue in the entertainment industry. I strongly suggest that she quit the entertainment industry permanently. Looking at the official website of Zhuxiang Entertainment Media, these netizens slandered Lin Muqing. Countless entertainment company bosses and celebrities in the entertainment industry were all toasting and partying. Because ever since Lin Muqing made her debut, she has been the #1 female star in the Chinese entertainment industry for so many years. You have to know that the cake is only so big. If you eat too much, there will be nothing for others. If you touch other people's cake, they will definitely find a way to deal with you. If Lin Muqing had not done such a thing, given her age, it would not be a problem for her to develop in the entertainment industry for 10 years. This also means that Lin Muqing will continue to compete for resources with other entertainment companies and celebrities as China's #1 female star. However, Lin Muqing was so depressed that she took the initiative to issue a statement and admitted the matter. This is absolutely no different from announcing retirement from the entertainment industry. Looking at the statement released by Lin Muqing and the messages from the black fans on the official website, Lin Muqing's competitors are already opening champagne to celebrate, and they are even fantasizing about who will become the next #1 female star in China. Some are happy and some are sad. In the meeting room of Giant Elephant Entertainment Media Company, it was so quiet that you could hear a pin drop. How could they not know that? When Lin Muqing announced this matter, did it mean that she had ruined her own future? Just when everyone in the room was silent, Lan Xianyun's phone suddenly rang. For a moment, everyone's eyes fell on Lan Xianyun. Countless pairs of resentful eyes were staring at Lan Xianyun at the same time, making her feel under tremendous pressure. She swallowed, glanced at her phone, and then spoke to everyone. It's Mu Qing's call. Now that things have come to this, what's the point of her calling you? Minister Zhang sighed and shook his head. Chapter 24 Boys and Girls. The faces of the others were also filled with despair, as if they had already determined that there was no way this matter could be reversed. Lan Xianyun answered the phone reluctantly. But Ji Yuqing's voice came from the other end of the phone. Why aren't you checking your phone? Ji Yuqing. When Lan Xianyun heard Ji Yuqing's voice, she immediately became angry. She cursed, Ji Yuqing, you bastard, why did you do this? Ji Yuqing was completely confused by Lan Xianyun's rage. He asked in confusion, Sister Yun, what's wrong with you? Why did I do this? Having a seizure? You are the one having a seizure. You really have ulterior motives. Lan Xianyun said indignantly. What do you mean by ill intention? What's wrong with me? Ji Yuqing asked in confusion. What's wrong? Look at what you've done. Lan Xianyun sneered when she said this. You feel that you are of humble origin and unworthy of Lin Muqing, so you did this to ruin her acting career. Lan Xianyun's breathing became heavy, and she gritted her teeth and said, you just want to bring Lin Muqing down from the peak so that you can feel that you are worthy of her. You are really amazing. You succeeded. Now Lin Muqing can say goodbye to the entertainment industry. Ji Yuqing showed no emotion at all in response to Lan Xianyun's accusation. After Lan Xianyun finished venting, he slowly said, in your eyes, am I this kind of person? What else? Lan Xianyun said angrily. Ji Yuqing curled his lips. When can you use your brain? Lan Xianyun was just about to argue with Ji Yuqing when Lin Muqing's voice came from the phone. Sister Yun, Ji Yuqing just sent you a lot of messages about the next plan. But you didn't reply, so he called to ask what was going on over there. What's the next plan? Lan Xianyun frowned and muttered. Then, Lan Xianyun opened the text message on her mobile phone. When she saw the string of text messages Lin Muqing sent her, she became completely uneasy. Even her body began to tremble slightly at this moment. Lin Muqing on the other end of the phone asked when she saw Lan Xianyun hadn't spoken for a long time. Hello? Sister Yun, did you receive the text message that Ji Yuqing just sent you? After reading the content of the text message, Lan Xianyun swallowed and was stunned for a moment before adjusting her excited mood. Yes, I saw it. Lan Xianyun stood up directly from the chair. She said excitedly on the phone, Mu Qing, there is a way, I have a way. I won't talk to you for now, the most urgent thing is to solve this matter. Har har har, what a genius, a genius. After hanging up the phone, Lan Xianyun fell into a state of madness. As everyone looked at her as if she were a fool, she cleared her throat and spoke to them. Lin Muqing has already figured out how to deal with this matter. I just took a look at Lin Muqing's plan. I can be sure that she will be able to solve it properly this time. After hearing what Lan Xianyun said, no one in the conference room believed it. At this time, some people started talking below. Some even believed that Lan Xianyun became mentally ill because she lost Lin Muqing, China's #1 female artist. However, when Lan Xianyun walked to the conference table and forwarded the content on his mobile phone to the big screen, everyone was shocked. They stared at the big screen with an extremely unbelievable expression. Is there such an operation? Whose idea was this? He must be a genius in operations. What are you doing in the PR department? Hurry up and follow the plan from above. That's right. Not only does our PR department need to take action, we also need to contact our media and mobilize all the energy of the company. Quick! 10 minutes later. A sweet love story suddenly appeared in the comment section of Zhuxiang Entertainment Media's official website. This sweet love story, like a magic trick, spread rapidly across the internet. A 12-year-old girl met a little boy of the same age in the park. The two sat on a bench in the park, looking up at the stars and talking about their respective ideals. The little girl said she wanted to be a big star, and when the little boy heard it, he didn't laugh at her like others did. Instead, he encouraged the little girl and said that she would become a top star in the future. The little girl was moved by what the boy said. Because before this, whenever the little girl talked about her ideals, she would be laughed at by people around her. It was the little boy's encouragement that strengthened the little girl's faith. It is a joy to be affirmed by others. The little girl and the little boy became friends. Just a few months later, the little girl was selected by a high-quality domestic crew to play a supporting actress in a movie. After the little girl learned about this, she immediately found the little boy and told him the news. When the little boy heard the news, he was not sad about the separation. Instead, he encouraged and supported the little girl, and said that when the movie is released, he will be the first to go to the cinema to support the little girl. After the movie was released, word of mouth exploded and it directly won the Best Movie of the Year. The little girl in the film won countless fans with her sincere and innocent acting skills. Since this movie, the little girl has become very popular. At the age of 12, she won the Best Supporting Actress award in Chinese films. From then on, the little girl's life changed dramatically. She made more and more movies and her popularity grew. As for the little boy from that year, she silently guarded him by his side and became her close friend with whom she could talk about anything. However, when the little girl stood high enough, she found that she had become distant from the little boy. From not talking in the first few days, to not knowing what to say in the last week or a month. For some reason, the little girl felt a little lost. One day, the little girl called the little boy and asked him what happened. Why is his attitude towards me becoming increasingly cold? Has something happened? The little boy said that he had a heavy workload and was about to enter society, so he had no time to pay attention to the entertainment industry. At this moment, the little girl woke up. Over the years, from the time they met in the park until now, she has almost always told the little boy about her worries, difficulties, and her aspirations for the future. But the little boy never said anything to her, and she didn't even know what his life was like. Chapter 25. Who is the girl? For so many years, the little boy has been playing the role of a tree hole. The little girl felt a little guilty about her feelings for the little boy over the years, so she wanted to meet him. But the little boy refused. Because now the little girl's height is beyond the reach of the little boy. How can the #1 female star in the Chinese entertainment industry, the national goddess, meet boys casually? If the paparazzi knew about this, it would probably affect her future. From then on, the little boy never answered the little girl's call again. But the little girl always had the little boy in her heart, and she didn't know when she fell in love with this little boy. So she used all her connections and found the information of the little boy. She took advantage of her vacation time and went to the boy's university without telling the crew. It just so happened that the little boy had just graduated from college and was celebrating with his roommates in a bar. So she followed in. Originally, the little girl wanted to take a look at the little boy and then leave. But because her appearance was so stunning, she was harassed by many people. Finally, the little boy found her and rescued her. Then, the little girl followed the little boy to the circle of the boy's roommates and started playing together. There was dry ice and flashing neon lights in the bar, and the little girl was wearing sunglasses and a baseball cap. So, no one noticed that this little girl is the #1 female star in China. The little girl was very sad that the little boy ignored her and didn't answer her calls, so she drank a lot of alcohol alone. In order to celebrate graduation, the boy's roommates also gave him a lot of alcohol. In the end, by some strange coincidence, the two of them were brought into the same room by the little boy's roommate. Under the influence of adolescent hormones and alcohol, something unspeakable happened between the two people in bed. The next day, the little boy told his difficulties. He frankly stated that he was a child from an ordinary family, with no money and no status. Not to mention that it is of no help to the little girl's future development. If the two get too close, it may even affect her future development in the entertainment industry. Considering her acting career, the little boy didn't want to drag her down, so he just wanted to watch her secretly and support her. After hearing what the little boy said, the little girl burst into tears. She complained that the boy shouldn't think like that, saying that celebrities are also human beings and they also have the right to fall in love. What's more, if I hadn't met the little boy in the park, I wouldn't have received his encouragement over the years. She wouldn't have been able to get to where she is today, let alone persist. It was the little boy's company that kept her going. This is an extremely important thing for the little girl. After the two people expressed their true feelings to each other, they resolved the barriers between them and confirmed their relationship as boyfriend and girlfriend on that day. But what is dramatic is that not long after, the girl discovered that she was pregnant. This news was too heavy for the girl. She thought of the boy and wanted to tell him about it. But then she thought, what if the boy asked her to have an abortion? The boy is a rational person and knows that the girl is currently at the peak of her popularity. If this matter were made public, it would definitely affect the girl's future. It is said that even a tiger will not eat its own cubs, let alone a living person. The girl couldn't bear to get rid of the child, so she planned to hide it from the boy and give birth to the boy first. In order to prevent the boy from discovering that she was pregnant, she began to keep her distance from the boy. When she was pregnant, she even stopped meeting the boy and blocked him on her phone. After a long time, the boy thought that the girl didn't like him anymore and became negative. 10 months later, the boy received a call from the girl again. The girl told the boy on the phone that she was about to give birth. After hearing this, the boy realized the girl's good intentions. The boy showed up at the hospital immediately and signed the preoperative notice. This sweet yet slightly sad love story has come to an end. However, this story caused a huge uproar on the internet and its popularity skyrocketed. Because everyone who reads this story will feel. The girl in the story is Lin Muqing. Lin Muqing's fans all know that Lin Muqing made her debut at the age of 12 and won the Best Supporting Actress award in China that year. From then on, Lin Muqing began to counterattack in her life. Countless netizens were shocked again. Because they received too much news today. Oh my god, no way. Could it be that Qing is Lin Muqing's guide and spiritual mentor? What a sweet story. The boy stays by the girl's side and the girl always takes care of the boy's feelings. I can't believe it. That Qing actually knew Goddess Mu Qing when they were children. Impossible. If this is true, then why has Lin Muqing never mentioned it? I'm talking to the person above. Have you finished reading it? Didn't it say that Qing has been secretly protecting and supporting Lin Muqing? He doesn't want to affect Lin Muqing's career. In this way, Qing's identity is completely exposed. Qing is actually Lin Muqing's childhood friend. I didn't expect that they were childhood sweethearts. It's just like a fairy tale. I'm a little confused. Does this matter have anything to do with Lin Muqing? Who can confirm the truth? Since it has been spread out, I always feel that it is true. After all, there is no smoke without fire. Qing did this to protect Lin Muqing, but he didn't expect that he would lose to the paparazzi in the end. Those unscrupulous paparazzi really make me hate them so much. The above person can't say the same thing. If it weren't for those unscrupulous paparazzi, would we have known this news? Now that the general situation has been announced, I don't know whether I should stand on the side of the fans or on the side of Lin Muqing. I think Lin Muqing's character has not collapsed. She is still the perfect fairy sister. Indeed, this romantic love story can be made into a movie. I really envy Lin Muqing for having such a childhood sweetheart. Support Lin Muqing. Compared to those immoral artists who have bad conduct and evade taxes, she is just having a normal relationship, isn't that okay? That's right. Celebrities are also human beings. Can't they fall in love? Can't they have the same love as ordinary people? This story changed countless people's views of Lin Muqing. Many people even spontaneously organized themselves to seek justice for Lin Muqing. Those fans who had been criticizing the show just for the sake of criticizing it, fell silent after reading this story. Chapter 26 Announcement of Withdrawal. Because Qing, who was condemned by thousands of people, was actually a childhood sweetheart of Lin Muqing. He is even Lin Muqing's career guide. Without Qing's encouragement, Lin Muqing would not be where she is today. At the same time, the story also says that the boy who married the girl was actually an ordinary person like them, and he was silently protecting Lin Muqing. This calmed down the anger in their hearts a lot, and at the same time, a complex emotion arose in their hearts. Goddess Mu Qing did not marry into a second-generation or wealthy family like some other female stars. She chose the ordinary boy who had been with her since childhood and silently protected her. For Lin Muqing's fans, this also made them feel a lot more balanced. I didn't expect Sister Mu Qing to have such a story. It's so touching. It seems that we have misunderstood Sister Mu Qing before. Sister Mu Qing is completely different from those actresses in the entertainment industry who join wealthy families for the sake of profit. That boy and Lin Mu Qing are childhood sweethearts. We can't break them up. I often went to the park when I was a kid, but why didn't I meet a female star like Lin Mu Qing? You above me are dreaming, this is called fate. Sister Mu Qing is really much better than other actresses in the entertainment industry. Which actress can be like Lin Mu Qing, who can stay true to her original aspirations even when she is at the top of her game? That's right. We need to clear Lin Mu Qing's name. She doesn't deserve to be treated like this. All of a sudden, the comments on the internet changed. This touching love story also completely elevated Lin Mu Qing's image. From being condemned by everyone for having children out of wedlock in the beginning, to being blessed and envied by everyone in the end. Faced with this change, those stars and entertainment companies who wanted to take advantage of the situation were all dumbfounded. What kind of operation is this? How could the change happen so quickly? This is unscientific. There must be an expert behind Lin Mu Qing who is behind this, absolutely. Even Lin Mu Qing's giant Elephant Entertainment media company was shocked by this. The most taboo thing for popular stars is to have a love affair. Because doing so would offend countless fans and even lead to various scandals being dug up. If it is marriage, it will probably be more serious than having a romantic relationship. Lin Mu Qing directly announced that she had a child out of wedlock. The seriousness of this matter is even worse than having a romantic relationship or even getting married. Countless people judged that Lin Mu Qing had ruined herself this time. But things went far beyond everyone's expectations. Over the course of several hours, events continued to reverse. Thanks to that sweet love story, Lin Mu Qing became the biggest winner at the last moment. Those fans who were angry and embarrassed changed from accusations at the beginning to blessings and envy. Everyone's jaw dropped. It's too easy to lead this group of fans, right? The actress I've been a fan of for so many years gave birth to a child out of wedlock, and they are still cheering for her. I really don't understand. Even though Lin Mu Qing has announced this matter, they still firmly support Lin Mu Qing. What a shameless fan, they really don't understand fan culture. At the same time, on major forums and social software. In the entertainment industry, fans of other stars have been commenting in their comment sections. Sister Cece, what do you think about Lin Mu Qing's incident? At Zhang Cece, Sister Cece, do you have a romantic love story like Lin Mu Qing's? Cece, if there was a boy who had been with you till today, would you be like Lin Mu Qing? Fans from all over the world asked soul-searching questions to their own stars. Sister Shui, why haven't you fallen in love at such an old age? Is it possible that there is no man who meets your requirements? Sister Shui, when are you going to announce that you are no longer single? I have been following you since you debuted. After all these years, why are you still single? Sister Leah, are you one of those older single women? When can you have a relationship? Worry. There is an inexplicable trend on the internet right now. In the entertainment industry, all the popular female stars have been questioned by their fans. Some people even copied and pasted Lin Mu Qing's love story in their comment section. He also said that this is the standard and model for celebrity love. Faced with the overwhelming rhythm, almost half of the people in the entertainment industry were speechless. This Lin Mu Qing is so despicable. She must be the one behind this and is trying to stir up trouble for us. I didn't expect that Lin Mu Qing would be such a scheming bitch. We were all deceived by her cute appearance. Not necessarily. Lin Mu Qing doesn't have such a brain. She is just a naive person. This matter was most likely the idea of that woman Lan Xianyun. She is worthy of being the #1 female agent in China. She is really vicious. This group of ugly-looking people hired internet trolls to defame Lin Mu Qing under her account a few hours ago. Now that the situation has reversed, he is even more angry and humiliated. However, they could never have imagined that the mastermind behind the scenes was not Lan Xianyun at all. But it's the boy in the story, Qing. In the comments section of these stars, countless fans urged them to give an answer. Should we reply to them? We have no opinion on this matter at all. That's right, why bother replying to them? They are just tools for us to make money. But if we don't deal with them properly, it might be terrible. Forget it, let's go ask our agent. Just when other female stars in the entertainment industry were having headaches, Lin Muqing pushed another notification on the official website of Giant Elephant Entertainment Media. Due to my current physical condition, after careful consideration, I plan to quit the entertainment industry for a while after completing the current filming schedule and the content of the company contract. Thank you for your sincere support. Thank you everyone, I hope to see you again one day. Lovely. After Lin Muqing sent out this notice, everyone who was paying attention to this matter was stunned. What is going on? Obviously this incident has been almost settled, and those black fans have also changed their attitudes. You are actually going to quit the entertainment industry at this time? I think this must be a prank. Why would Lin Muqing quit the entertainment industry? I find it a little unbelievable. Lin Muqing is currently at the peak of her popularity. How could she retire? Chapter 27 shocked Lan Xianyun. I am a little confused about Lin Muqing's series of actions. I simply cannot understand them. Is there anyone who can analyze whether this is true or false? According to my judgment, the prophecy is true. When a group of people on the internet were hotly discussing whether Lin Muqing would really quit the entertainment industry, Giant Elephant Entertainment Media, the company that signed a contract with Lin Muqing, also released a statement on its official website. The company quoted Lin Muqing's statement and added, "I hope we can cooperate better in the future. I hope to see you again." This article published by Giant Elephant Entertainment Media Company undoubtedly confirmed Lin Muqing's retirement from the entertainment industry. For a moment, Lin Muqing's fans felt as if they were struck by lightning. Are you kidding me? Why is this happening? Goddess Muqing, why are you quitting the entertainment industry? Sister Muqing, please don't quit the entertainment industry, don't leave, and don't abandon us fans. I'm crying, Sister Muqing, you are a rare breath of fresh air in the entertainment industry. If you quit, there will be no one worthy of my support. This matter has everything to do with you guys who follow the wind. If you hadn't said those excessive words, would Sister Muqing have made such a decision? Now Sister Muqing has been pissed off by you. Are you satisfied? I'm so pissed off, all those haters should just die. As far as I know, many female stars hired haters to discredit Lin Muqing under her comments. Because Sister Muqing took up their resources, they hired haters and wanted to exclude Sister Muqing from the entertainment industry. No, brothers and sisters, we need to seek justice for Sister Muqing. The point is that headline. If it weren't for them, Sister Muqing wouldn't have gone through this, and she wouldn't have quit the entertainment industry because of this. Damn it, that headline is so hateful, I'm going to pick up my keyboard and confront them right now. Lin Muqing announced her withdrawal from the entertainment industry. This matter is even more popular than Lin Muqing giving birth to a child out of wedlock. In just 5 or 6 minutes, this incident became a hot search on all software. In the evening, even on TV news and car radio, there were reports about Lin Muqing's retirement. For a time, the news that Lin Muqing, the national goddess, chose to quit the entertainment industry spread throughout the streets and alleys. In the entertainment industry, countless prominent figures and well-known business tycoons in society felt that it was a pity that Lin Muqing chose to retire at this time. Many people sympathized with Lin Muqing for suffering from online violence. Even a well-known overseas entertainment program protested against this. Celebrities are also human beings. Isn't it normal for Lin Muqing to fall in love and get married? As a public figure, have I been deprived of even this little bit of power? Is this a conspiracy by a competitor, or has the industry become so corrupt? The Chinese entertainment industry must reflect on this matter carefully. In the evening, some platforms even started voting. The problem with voting is this. Muqing quit the entertainment industry. What do you think about this? A. I sympathize with Lin Muqing's experience and am shocked by it. B. We strongly condemn and protest against those who took advantage of Lin Muqing's misfortune. C. It's like opening the champagne. As a result, 99% of netizens chose answer A. I sympathize with Lin Muqing's situation and am shocked by it. Why do so many people choose this? Because Lin Muqing is a breath of fresh air in the entertainment industry. In the entertainment industry, there are very few female stars who can calmly improve their acting skills, not act like a demon, and not stir up trouble. Those female celebrities are either causing trouble or trying to be clever and evade taxes. If there wasn't Lin Muqing, the perfect fairy, to keep the place in check. To describe the entertainment industry in one word, it's too unbearable. Not long after, Lin Muqing's hard work in the crew over the years was dug up. This also made more netizens focus on Lin Muqing's past. However, the news that Lin Muqing gave birth to a child out of wedlock, which was reported in a certain headline, has been completely forgotten by everyone. Noticing that the wind direction had changed, Lan Xianyun immediately called Lin Muqing. Muqing! Muqing, we really changed the direction of the internet. This method is really amazing, absolutely amazing. Lan Xianyun was so excited that her voice broke. Your fans left messages in the comment section of the official website, asking you not to leave the entertainment industry. Take a break for a while, and then announce your return. This trouble will be completely over. No, we have overcome this trouble now. Muqing, a lot of brands called me just now and told me that as long as you don't quit the entertainment industry, they plan to raise your endorsement price. At this time, Lin Muqing said something that shocked Lan Xianyun immensely. Sister Yun, I really want to quit the entertainment industry. Lan Xianyun's head buzzed and she stood there in a daze as if she had been electrocuted. What is going on? Why? Lan Xianyun asked in disbelief. Because I already have a baby. Lin Muqing said slowly, I don't want my children to see me having physical contact with others in the movie. It will give them a bad impression. In order to resolve this matter once and for all, I simply plan to quit the entertainment industry. Lan Xianyun said immediately, hey, I thought it was something else. At worst, I can just not take on that kind of ambiguous drama. Besides, weren't all the movies you made before about non-sexual scenes? Your persona in front of the public is that of a perfect fairy. It's too normal that there are no ambiguous scenes. Lin Muqing sighed and said to Lan Xianyun earnestly, who can predict what will happen in the future? What if the movie insists on having that kind of ambiguous scene, and you can't refuse it? Won't you just be asking for trouble in the end? So in order to avoid future troubles, you might as well take this opportunity to get out of the entertainment industry. After hearing this, Lan Xianyun fell into silence for a moment. Finally, she said slowly, I'm afraid this is not what you meant. Lin Muqing sighed, Qing told me that. Hearing this, Lan Xianyun couldn't help it. Muqing! Don't let that man brainwash you. I know that man can't stand you doing well. Chapter 28 Trying to become a singer. What a great plan, but in the end, it's still the same, making you quit the entertainment industry. Really? I've never seen such a selfish man. How could he be like this? Facing the angry Lan Xianyun, Lin Muqing smiled bitterly and comforted her. Sister Yun, don't say that. I will make a statement in a while and change from a film and television idol in the entertainment industry to a music idol. What? Lan Xianyun was stunned. Then, she also remembered what happened to Lin Muqing. When she was at Beijing Film Academy, Lin Muqing majored in vocal music. At the same time, when I first came to Giant Elephant Entertainment Media Company, Lin Muqing signed a contract with a music artist. However, since there was some problem with the second female lead in the company's crew at that time, Lin Muqing temporarily replaced her. Who would have thought that this replacement would actually make Lin Muqing famous? Since then, Lin Muqing's career has been on the rise. Because Lin Muqing has become so popular in the film and television industry, many people have forgotten that Lin Muqing was just a musical voice at first. So that's how it is. So you won't quit the entertainment industry, right? Lan Xianyun said excitedly. Lin Muqing explained, of course, when I announce my comeback in a while, I will make a statement to those fans. Don't worry, I will just stop making movies and enter the singing circle. After hearing this, Lan Xianyun finally felt relieved. However, she still said with some regret that, shouldn't you be more cautious about this matter? After all, it's not easy to become a superstar in the film and television industry. Your career is at its peak right now. If you quit, it would be a waste of resources. I'm not going back. I've made the decision on this matter. Lin Muqing smiled and refused Sister Yun's request to stay. After a moment of silence, she said to Sister Yun, once I finish filming the movies I have scheduled, I will quit the entertainment industry and make a comeback in the singing industry after a while. My silly sister, it's not that easy. Lan Xianyun said earnestly. The resources we have in the film and television industry now will be useless once we move to the singing industry. Besides, we have to consider writing lyrics and composing music in the future. Where can we find such reliable people? You still. Before Lan Xianyun could finish her words, Lin Muqing interrupted her with a smile. Sister Yun, we have found a reliable person. What? Who? Lan Xianyun frowned and asked in confusion. Ji Yuqing. Lin Muqing said with a smile, Sister Yun, Ji Yuqing is a master of composing lyrics and music. The songs he composes are all very nice. He also said that he would be my full-time composer and lyricist in the future. After hearing this, Lan Xianyun was speechless and didn't know what to say. That kid Ji Yuqing can also write lyrics and compose music. What a joke! Hey, Sister Yun, you didn't expect that, did you? Seeing Lan Xianyun remain silent for a long time, Lin Muqing couldn't help but ask with a smile. Muqing, you are really crazy. Lan Xianyun roared in disbelief. You are too impulsive. Besides, does Ji Yuqing have this talent? Does he look like someone who can write songs? When you asked me to investigate his background, he was just an ordinary person. When he was in college, let alone writing lyrics and composing music. He's totally tone deaf. Muqing, what's wrong with you? Why would you listen to this guy? When Lin Muqing heard Lan Xianyun's scolding, she explained slowly and calmly. Sister Yun, you are prejudiced against Ji Yuqing. You shouldn't be prejudiced against him. When Lin Muqing wanted to continue explaining for Ji Yuqing, suddenly, the sound of several babies crying was heard from the other end of the phone. Sister Yun, the babies need to drink milk. I won't talk to you for now. Bye. After saying that, Lin Muqing hung up the phone at a rapid speed. Lan Xianyun on the other end of the phone couldn't help but look bitter upon seeing this. How could this silly sister whom I have protected for so many years become like this? That statement is indeed true. In front of love, people are brainless. This bastard Ji Yuqing, how on earth did he brainwash Lin Muqing? You can write lyrics and compose music. You must be kidding. If you can write lyrics and compose music, I will wash my hair upside down. In other words, Lan Xianyun did not speak nonsense in front of Ji Yuqing. If I were to speak out in front of Ji Yuqing, I would probably have to perform acrobatics in front of him. As early as when Lin Muqing was still hospitalized in the delivery room. One day, Ji Yuqing hummed nursery rhymes to coax the babies to sleep. The system directly activated the super musician skills for Ji Yuqing. At the same time, the system also gave Ji Yuqing 10,000 classic songs from the previous world. These include songs in Mandarin, Cantonese, English, etc. that are famous all over the world. In his previous life, Ji Yuqing could be described as a karaoke killer. As long as he picked up the microphone, there would be corpses all over the room. It would be so tragic. When he was in school, Ji Yuqing's music class score never exceeded 20 points. However, in this world, Ji Yuqing obtained the super musician's system. The 5 tones of the whole person have been greatly enhanced. He tried to sing, "The Sky Full of Stars is Not as Good as You," and "Who Understands the Heart of a Wanderer," in front of Lin Muqing. This immediately conquered Lin Muqing, and she immediately became Ji Yuqing's little fangirl. As a student of the music department of Beijing Film Academy, Lin Muqing has listened to at least 8,000 songs. But she had never heard of the 2 songs that Ji Yuqing hummed. At that time, Lin Muqing asked Ji Yuqing who wrote the lyrics of these 2 songs. As a time traveler with cheats, facing the benefits given by the system, Ji Yuqing naturally admitted frankly, "Yes, I wrote it myself." Afterwards, Lin Muqing curiously asked him if there were any songs suitable for female voices. Afterwards, Ji Yuqing wrote down several classic female songs from his previous life on the paper. At the same time, he started humming a tune, which made Lin Muqing admire him even more. So, Lin Muqing said that after she finished filming all the movies scheduled, she would announce her retirement from the film and television industry and enter the singing circle. Ji Yuqing had no objection to this. After all, among the 10,000 songs the system gave him, there were 5,000 songs for men and women each. 5,000 songs. Every one of these 5,000 songs is a classic song that has rocked the world. What is the concept? It's simply against the will of heaven, okay? Even if we release a new song every day, these 5,000 songs would be enough for 13 years. That night, Lin Muqing decided to quit the film and television industry. She originally planned to announce this matter after her schedule was over. Who knew that I would just happen to encounter this candid photo shooting incident, so I might as well take this opportunity to announce it. Chapter 29, Keep Showing Off Your Love. Lin Muqing announced that she would quit the entertainment industry for a period of time. This news has been talked about by countless people in China tonight. The Chinese entertainment industry is in an uproar. Lin Muqing's giant elephant entertainment media company received countless calls from shareholders and bosses that night. They are all questioning this matter and want giant elephant entertainment media company to give them an explanation. At the same time, there are those female stars and entertainment companies competing with Lin Muqing. They also have a headache. Because Lin Muqing announced that she would quit the entertainment industry for a period of time, Lin Muqing's fans were hit hard. Their emotions are extremely complicated and they urgently need a place to vent. There was no way out. Those actresses and other entertainment companies became the place for Lin Muqing's fans to vent their anger. There were even hacker groups that attacked the websites of entertainment companies, causing countless websites to become paralyzed and inaccessible. Lin Muqing's fans gave a very thorough analysis. They are considering which groups will benefit after Lin Muqing withdraws from the entertainment industry. Then these groups are the masterminds behind the plot to discredit Lin Muqing. Lin Muqing's loyal fans don't care about anything. Anyone they considered suspicious was criticized harshly, including Lin Muqing's giant elephant entertainment media company. Perhaps someone would say that this matter has something to do with Lin Muqing's entertainment company? At this time, someone spoke up. Of course it has something to do with Lin Muqing's giant elephant entertainment media company. In their perception, Lin Muqing had no choice but to quit the entertainment industry. It was because Lin Muqing's company did not choose to take action immediately when Lin Muqing, the person involved, had already encountered these unfair things. If a company like this that sits on the sidelines and watches a fire is not despised by others, why should it be kept around? However, the people at Giant Elephant Entertainment Media Company just felt very aggrieved. This night is destined to be a sleepless night. At the same time, at Lin Muqing's home, Ji Yuqing and Lin Muqing both had serious expressions. Ji Yuqing, be careful, don't puncture the boss's eardrum. Lin Muqing swallowed and watched Ji Yuqing cleaning the boss' ears with an ear spoon. Ji Yuqing was also worried that the boss might suddenly shake his body, so his expression was particularly serious. Okay, I got it. Looking at the expressions of these two people, if you didn't know what was going on, you would think something big had happened. The doctor at the hospital explained that it would be a few days after the little one was born. Take some time to clean the earwax in your ears. Otherwise, it is easy to cause congestion in the ear canal, and eventually inflammation leading to otitis media. Only parents will know after the baby is born. How nervous I would be when I cleaned their ears for the first time. If you dig too deep, the baby will feel pain and will definitely shake his body and struggle. This will inevitably hurt the baby's ear canal. But if you only pick your ears from the outside of the ear canal, you won't be able to clean out the earwax inside. Ji Yuqing's 3 babies are 3 babies born from one birth. The babies are much smaller than those of other families, and their ear canals are very thin. In addition, when the baby is sleeping, he will turn over and move around from time to time. At this moment, Ji Yuqing just felt like he was doing something extremely dangerous. He swallowed, raised the ear spoon with a serious expression, and slowly cleaned Dabao's ear canal. It took Ji Yuqing more than an hour just to clean Dabao's ear canal. Finally, Ji Yuqing breathed a sigh of relief. When he saw the second and third children sleeping beside him, he felt sick. Beep, congratulations to their host, you have completed the achievement, first time picking the baby's ears, and are rewarded with God-level sewing skills. Looking at Ji Yuqing, who had a miserable face, Lin Muqing said with a smile. Baby's dad, don't be discouraged, keep working hard. Ji Yuqing gave Lin Muqing a blank look and complained. Just talking without moving your mouth is not motivation. Lin Muqing hadn't yet reacted to the meaning of Ji Yuqing's words. What do you mean? At this time, Ji Yuqing pointed to his cheek. Do you understand? Shameless. Lin Muqing's little face turned red and she immediately lowered her head. Ji Yuqing sighed helplessly. Just when he thought Lin Muqing would not reward him with a kiss, Lin Muqing suddenly came over. She was caught off guard and her lips pressed against Ji Yuqing's cheek. For a moment, Ji Yuqing only felt a soft touch on his cheek. He could even smell Lin Muqing's body fragrance. At this moment, it seemed as if the whole world had stopped. Ms. Muqing, the 3 babies should. The private nurse was standing in front of the door. When she saw such a sweet scene between the 2 people, her pretty face turned red for a moment, and she felt like she had eaten a ton of dog food. She lowered her head and stammered, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were. What's wrong with you? Why is your face so red? Yeah, are you afraid that I will be touched by the sweetness of these two young couples again? It's not just sweet, it's almost choking me to death. What? Didn't they say they were going to clean the child's ear canal? How can they be so stubborn? Hearing the nurses whispering outside the door, Lin Muqing's face turned red to her ears. It's all your fault. Lin Muqing glanced at Ji Yuqing and punched his shoulder with her pink fist. At this time, Ji Yuqing gently held Lin Muqing's hand. Lin Muqing reluctantly tried to break free, but found that she had no room to resist. After struggling for a few times, I had to give up. How's your wound healing? Ji Yuqing asked gently. It's much better now. It doesn't hurt as much as it did at the beginning. Thinking back to when the pain relief stick was first removed, Lin Muqing couldn't help but gasp. Ji Yuqing patted Lin Muqing's hand and said slowly, try to avoid strenuous exercise and emotional fluctuations. After a while, the pain will be gone completely. Okay. Lin Muqing nodded obediently. Then, she blinked her watery eyes and stared at Ji Yuqing. Ji Yuqing got goosebumps all over his body when she stared at him. After all, Lin Muqing is known as the national goddess, and her peerless beauty is staring at you right at your fingertips. Which man can bear it? Ji Yuqing swallowed and felt a little shy for a moment. He turned his head away and said to Lin Muqing, is there something on my face? Why are you staring at me? Hey, are you still shy? When Lin Muqing saw Ji Yuqing's cute look, she couldn't help but burst out laughing. No way. I'm not shy. Ji Yuqing rolled his eyes at Lin Muqing in annoyance and said quietly, tell me, what's the matter? Ji Yuqing, sing a song for me. Lin Muqing stuck out her tongue, looking playful. Chapter 30 Singing. Ji Yuqing raised his eyebrows, no problem, what type do you want to listen to? It doesn't matter what genre you sing, as long as it's you singing, I like to listen to it. Oh, then how about I sing a lyrical song for you? Ji Yuqing shrugged and said with a smile. Hearing this, Lin Muqing became interested, and her eyes were filled with anticipation. In the living room, the four female nurses also became interested. They also came over secretly and listened outside the door. Will you remember tomorrow what you wrote in your diary yesterday? Will you still miss me tomorrow, the one who used to cry the most? Ji Yuqing began to hum softly. No matter, it is Lin Muqing who is opposite Ji Yuqing. The four female nurses who were listening attentively outside the room at this moment felt a ray of extremely warm sunshine shining into their hearts. Who married you, who was sentimental, who comforted you, who cried, who tied up your long hair, who made your wedding dress? La 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 la. When Ji Yuqing sang the chorus, Lin Muqing felt like she had returned to her childhood. At this moment, she couldn't help herself, almost forgetting everything else, and stepped forward to hold Ji Yuqing's hand tightly. The four female nurses who were eavesdropping in the living room also had stars in their eyes. Including Xiaoyu, the assistant in the living room. As a single person since birth, at this moment she even had an urge to fall in love. When Ji Yuqing sang the entire song, their whole house was so quiet that you could hear a pin drop, with only the gentle breathing of a few babies. It was more than half an hour later that Lin Muqing came back to her senses. She looked at Ji Yuqing with tenderness and asked with mixed feelings in her heart. What's the name of this song? Ji Yuqing pondered for a moment and said, You who are far away. Looking at Ji Yuqing, Lin Muqing showed a sweet smile on her face and she spoke slowly. I used to be very far away from you, but now we are very close to each other. The distance between you and me will never be far away again. The five women in the living room. We're just listening to him sing a song, and you two are still showing off your love? That's enough of you. But if I can listen to such a beautiful song, I will have no complaints even if it means eating dog food. After Ji Yuqing finished singing the song, he stayed with Lin Muqing for a while. Finally he came to the crib and prepared to clean the ear canal for his second child. After all, no matter how much you love each other, you can't ignore the baby, right? With the help of the god-level sewing skills, Ji Yuqing's control over his fingers was greatly improved. He fixed the second brother's ear canal in no time. Seeing this, Lin Muqing felt like she was watching a horror movie. She exclaimed repeatedly. Ji Yuqing, be gentle. Hey, slow down, don't damage the baby's ears. Looking at Lin Muqing's worried expression, Ji Qing didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He didn't explain too much, but deliberately slowed down and returned to the speed at which he cleaned the boss's ear canal at the beginning. Seeing Ji Qing slow down, Lin Muqing breathed a sigh of relief. In the next 2 hours, Ji Qing cleaned the ear canals of the second and third children. After finishing all this, it was already past 10 o'clock in the evening. After helping Lin Muqing feed her 3 babies, Ji Qing went to the bathroom and took a shower. When Lin Muqing returned to the bedroom after taking a shower, she had fallen asleep due to being too tired. The 4 private nurses each work for 2 hours at night. As for Ji Qing, he was prepared to be a late night owl and go wherever the gunshots were. After all, these 3 little guys are really hard to deal with. If one starts crying, the remaining 2 little ones will definitely join the crying group. If only the nurse on duty and Lin Muqing were to handle the situation, they might not be able to handle the situation. Ji Qing was lying on the sofa in the living room, ready to go at any time. Out of boredom, he took out his cell phone, turned it on, and found that it was about to explode. Phone calls, text messages, WeChat, all are 99 plus. Open WeChat, and there are already 999 plus WeChat groups alone. The WeChat groups he joined include high school classmates group, college classmates group, college buddy group, community group, and company group. There is also a family group and a group that was established at Zhongkang International Hospital. These groups are basically in a state of explosion. However, in addition to these WeChat groups, 98% of Ji Qing's WeChat friends sent him messages. Ji Qing discovered that many of the friends who talked to him were people he had only met once and had not spoken to since then. There were even a few people whom Ji Qing had blocked. They changed their WeChat accounts and applied to add Ji Qing as their WeChat friend. However, his best friends in college did not bombard him. These close friends were just joking around in the group. He clicked into the group of close friends with great interest and found that these guys were talking about him. I say, this kid Ji Qing is really hiding his true identity from us. He actually knew Lin Muqing for a long time. That's right. I said this guy was really good at hiding it. If it was Jin Ming, he would have been suffocated to death long ago. No wonder Ji Qing hasn't had a romantic relationship during his time at university. It seems like he already has the national goddess in his heart. Har har har, this kid Ji Qing hid it too well. Even we don't know about it. No, when Ji Qing is not busy for a while, we must team up to trick him into a meal and make him bleed heavily. I agree. Who told him to keep it a secret from us? Brothers, do you think Ji Qing is under a lot of pressure? After all, his wife is a national goddess. Indeed, those fans of Lin Muqing will not let Ji Qing go easily. Didn't you see that Lin Muqing has announced her retirement from the entertainment industry? This matter is not easy to handle. I guess some fans will associate this matter with Ji Qing. If a few more crazy people come out to retaliate against Ji Qing, it will not be fun. Yeah. It's a pity that we are just ordinary citizens. Even if we want to help Ji Qing, there is nothing we can do. Why is there no solution? You don't know how long I spent arguing with those black fans who slandered Ji Qing in the afternoon. Looking at his close friends chatting enthusiastically in the group, Ji Qing smiled. He sent a big red envelope of 2,000 yuan in the group and typed, "Thank you for your concern, but you don't have to worry about me. It's almost over." The red envelope of 2,000 yuan was snatched away by these guys in the blink of an eye. Fuck. Guz, being their husband of the national goddess, is different. You can give out red envelopes worth 2,000 yuan each. Chapter 31, Contracting the Canteen. Awesome. I should call you Boss Gu now. Do you have any red envelopes left? Har har har, it's exciting to try your luck to get a red envelope. I got a total of 959 yuan out of a 2,000 yuan red envelope. Isn't that awesome? Holy crap, a red envelope of 2,000 yuan, and I got only 2 yuan. Are you kidding me? Boss Gu is so generous. If anything good happens in the future, I will never forget you, Boss Gu. After chatting in the group, these close friends raised their own questions. Their questions were basically doubts about the story. Ji Qing, did you write that story on the internet? Why do I think the writing style of the story is very similar to yours? Before this, Jin Ming had read many of the papers that Ji Qing published in college. He always felt that the stories on the internet were written by Ji Qing. When Ji Yuqing saw Jin Ming's question, he did not hide it but spoke frankly. Indeed, the story about the boy and girl that was circulating on the internet was written by me. After these words were spoken, the guys in the group were shocked again. Damn it, Guz, do you still have this kind of writing skills? Surprise Guz, with your writing skills, you can definitely become a novelist. Could it be that the story about the boy and the girl that's circulating on the internet is what happened between you and Lin Muqing? Ji Yuqing saw this and typed back. That's about right. Although there are some changes, it's basically like this. The only thing that has changed, of course, is that the two of them have known each other since childhood in the park, and Ji Yuqing has been silently supporting and encouraging her during this period. The truth is, before Fei Yanbar, Ji Yuqing didn't know Lin Muqing at all. That time when two of them met in the bar was purely a coincidence. It was because of the coincidence in the bar that what happened afterwards happened. However, if the story was really written based on the facts, I'm afraid Ji Yuqing would be killed by these fans. Therefore, Ji Yuqing grasped the hot topics at that time and the psychology of the fans. He directly turned himself into Lin Muqing's childhood sweetheart, silently encouraging and supporting her by her side. Finally, he and Lin Muqing got married. In this way, the fans will be led by the rhythm. And the original unfavorable remarks will also be washed away. In the end, Lin Muqing successfully resolved the crisis. However, Ji Yuqing didn't plan to tell anyone about this matter. After exchanging a few words with a few roommates in the group, Ji Yuqing chatted a few more words in another group. After telling everyone that nothing serious was happening, he said goodbye. However, in the group of Zhongkang International Hospital, after Ji Yuqing finished speaking, the mothers and their families were immediately excited. Mr. Ji, you need to adjust your attitude. Yes, Mr. Ji, you don't have to pay attention to those little black fans. Just treat them as a group of flies. That's right, that group of people are dark-minded. They can't stand others living better than them, so they go crazy and scream. Mr. Ji, do you need legal assistance? I'm a lawyer. If you want them to pay the price, I suggest you sue them directly. Also, those photos on a certain headline really violated your privacy. That's too much. Mr. Ji, I never thought that your wife is actually the national goddess Lin Muqing. I am a fan of Sister Muqing. She is so beautiful. Mr. Ji, you should stay at home and spend more time with Muqing during this period. She must be under a lot of pressure recently, right? Looking at the messages in the group, Ji Yuqing smiled. After chatting with these mothers and their families at Zhongkang International Hospital, Ji Yuqing lay down on the sofa and fell asleep quickly. It was early the next morning. Ji Yuqing helped several private nurses change diapers and feed the three little ones. He drove towards Zhongkang International Hospital. When he arrived at the hospital, Ji Yuqing walked towards the hospital's kitchen. To get to the kitchen, you need to pass through the hospital restaurant first. When Ji Yuqing passed by the restaurant, he discovered that the Dean Chu Jiming and several doctors in white coats were sitting there eating. Mr. Ji, welcome. When he saw Ji Yuqing coming, Dean Chu immediately stood up to greet him. The doctors around Dean Chu also stood up with smiles on their faces and looked at Ji Yuqing. Mr. Ji, I have a suggestion. I wonder if I should say it or not. Ji Yuqing heard this and spoke quickly. Oh? Dean Chu, if you have something to say, just say it directly. Dean Chu scratched his head with a smile and said to Ji Yuqing. Mr. Ji, it's actually like this. The postpartum meals you prepared during this period have been well received. So I thought. Why don't you just take over the contract for our hospital cafeteria? When Ji Yuqing heard this, he couldn't help but become interested. But soon, he sensed some trouble. Dean Chu, to contract your cafeteria, we first need to set up a company. I can't contract the cafeteria of your hospital in my own name. That doesn't comply with regulations. Dean Chu seemed to have been prepared for this. He raised his eyebrows and a mysterious smile appeared on his face. Mr. Ji, don't bother. If you want, just sign these documents. Dean Chu handed the brown paper file bag on the table to Ji Yuqing. Ji Yuqing opened the file bag with some surprise. I didn't expect it to be a company's registration document. This includes a series of procedures such as business license and company accounts. As long as Ji Yuqing signs on it, this catering company with a registered capital of 500,000 will be his. Ji Qing smiled and said embarrassedly. Dean Chu, you. This really surprises me. I didn't expect you to be able to do this. Dean Chu has already done this. Ji Qing really couldn't find a reason to refuse. After all, this is a money-making business. Ji Qing is also in urgent need of making money right now. So, without hesitation, he picked up the pen and signed his name on the company's registration documents. When Dean Chu saw Ji Qing sign, his eyes almost narrowed into slits due to laughter. He patted Ji Qing on the shoulder and said, Mr. Ji, you are a capable and ambitious young man. I particularly admire young people like you who work hard, so I will definitely help you if I can. Besides, this is also a good thing for our Zhongkang International Hospital. Ji Qing did not object to what Dean Chu said. Because what Chu Jiming said was right. If the canteen of Zhongkang International Hospital is contracted to Ji Qing, then he must focus on the hospital's kitchen. By then, the delicious confinement meals may become the main project of Zhongkang International Hospital. Chapter 32, Apprenticeship System. Just as Ji Qing was planning what to do next, a mechanical voice suddenly came from his mind. Beep, congratulations to their host, you have successfully owned a company, the system achievement is being activated. Beep, the system achievement, company boss, is activated, and the reward is obtained successfully, the title of pupils of many talents. Puppet masters, every time their host establishes a company, he can teach 5 apprentices. The apprentice taught by their host can obtain their host's skills.